the effects of this conflict come at a time of deep division in Afghanistan, when the peace process is in total disarray, and with the presidential election due to take place in just a few weeks' time, when it's feared levels of violence will increase.
And those BBC figures for August turned up more deaths, did they, than other estimates or projections?
Yes, that's right. I mean, the significance of this data, I think, really goes in showing the scale of the violence in Afghanistan. So the aim of the BBC project was to try and track every single instance of violence related to the conflict that happened throughout the month of August. As part of that, the team of BBC journalists established that 473 civilians were killed. That's more than a dozen a day, and a total of more than 2,300 people were killed. The rest of those who were killed, obviously, being Taliban fighters predominantly and members of the security forces. So this data is a snapshot, but it suggests that the number of casualties in the country is far higher than has been recognised because of the difficulty in obtaining accurate information in a conflict zone.
So it's fair to assume that the figures that you turned up for August might be reflected in previous months as well, that the number of dead is probably higher than other totals suggest.
Yes, that's our suspicion. Now, obviously, we can't be kind of absolutely scientific about it because we don't have our own data for these previous months, but from what we've been able to observe, violence in August, although horrific as we know, was not out of the ordinary by the standards of the Afghan war. So extrapolating from that, it seems that certainly more civilians and more both Taliban fighters and members of the security forces have been dying in Afghanistan than has been officially recognized. Although I should say that both the Taliban and the Afghan government have criticized and rejected some of the figures that have been put out by the BBC. Nevertheless, most analysts and a number of monitoring groups now believe that the Afghan conflict is the deadliest in the world at the moment.
Secunda, many thanks for that. That was the BBC's Secunda Kamani in Kabul. And for a closer look at what's happening on the ground, the BBC's chief international correspondent, Lise Doucette, travelled to western Afghanistan to visit an area Afghan government forces recently recaptured from the Taliban.
We're heading out of the western city of Herat, and we're travelling with the police chief here, General Amar Khail. He's served in difficult and dangerous provinces across Afghanistan. Tell us what we're going to see, General, as we head out in this convoy. We've got about 6 armoured Humvees with us, more ahead of us to protect us.
We are going to the west of Herat city, where our enemy, the Taliban, has a lot of activities. We had to hide them and clean the area.
So, Joe, let's go. General Saab, how important was the military victory here last month?
The reason it's very important is that this area is connecting 4 districts to the capital of Herat, and also the highway is very important, that the businessmen are doing their business from this highway.
As you know, war is terrible, that it's civilians who often pay the price. And in this war, they suffered from both government fire and Taliban fire. And is there anything you can do to minimize that?
This war, the Taliban started it, and they're the ones who are fighting, but we are here to defend our people. So I want them to stop the fighting and come and to do peace with the Afghan government.
The figures that we collected in August say that more civilians across Afghanistan are dying from the government fire than from the Taliban fire.
I reject this because what we have seen in the last few weeks, that they were the ones who caused a lot of casualties. The big attacks in Kabul, in Jalalabad. But in Herat, we haven't had any civilian casualty from Herat.
We've arrived now in the village of Ahmedabad. It's a cluster of mud dwellings with their traditional rounded roofs. And as always, a crowd is forming. But here comes the village elder with his pure white turban, his grey beard and wizened face. He's wearing a long copper-coloured tunic, and he'll know what's been happening here.
We had very bad situation here. The Taliban was here, and every other day there was fighting going on. So both sides, the police and the Taliban, got casualties. Even on the crossfire, some children and women of us got injured. At one time, we decided to leave this area because both sides were firing at us, the government and also the Taliban. But we didn't have any other place to go, and we lost our people.
And do you worry the war is going to get worse, or could the situation become more peaceful for your village?
If we have a good police, we might have a good security. If we don't, we might not.
We've come inside this small mud dwelling. It seems to be a shop. There's grapes in a box and tomatoes, and Ahmedabad sitting on the mud floor on his haunches peeling a sweet melon. What was it like here during the fighting?
The fighting times, so we don't know who is firing at us. So one side the government, the other side was the Taliban. But now security is good.
Do you fear there's going to be fighting again?
We always have this fear that there will be fighting again.
When do you think this war is going to end?
God knows, but if the Taliban and the government sit with each other and solve the problem and bring peace, otherwise God knows when we will have a peace.
But do you think there can be peace with the Taliban?
I hope that everybody got tired of war. We want peace, and I hope that we'll have peace one day.
It's time to go now. The general said it's too dangerous to be out here on the main road with people gathering. So we're heading off quickly back to the provincial capital, Herat.
The BBC's Lise Doucette reporting from Western Afghanistan. A drug used to treat enlarged prostates may be able to slow the progress of Parkinson's disease. The drug, terazosin, helps ease what is known as benign prostatic hyperplasia by relaxing the muscles of the bladder and prostate. But an international team of scientists believe it has another beneficial action on brain cells damaged by Parkinson's, a progressive condition for which there is currently no cure. Dr. Nandakumar Naranayan from the University of Iowa is one of the researchers.
We found that this drug actually binds to some enzymes that generate energy in cells, and that led us to look in Parkinson's disease models. And when we started looking at Parkinson's disease models, this drug was almost universally effective. So then we got really excited. But this drug has a unique feature in that it's a repurposed drug. It's prescribed to a lot of people for this problem, prostate disease. And that gave us the opportunity to look in large clinical databases. And to our amazement, there was a huge signal in these large clinical databases that suggested that this drug slowed the progression of Parkinson's disease.
Well, with me in the studio, Professor David Dexter, Deputy Director of Research at Parkinson's UK. And Professor, what kind of treatment is currently available for those with Parkinson's?
So the current treatments are what we call symptomatic. So they just treat the symptoms of Parkinson's, but they don't slow the disease down at all. So it's basically papering over the cracks. And unfortunately, these drugs lose effectiveness with time.
And are you encouraged, therefore, by this research?
Yes, this is really interesting research. It's shown for the first time that a drug which can enhance the energy production in the mitochondria can potentially slow Parkinson's. And also it was tested in a number of animal models rather than just one, as some studies show. So it's really quite a well-constructed study.
And is that the direction of the current research on finding a cure for Parkinson's?
That's right. We've identified a number of mechanisms which potentially cause the cells to die in Parkinson's, and the mitochondrial energy starvation is one of them. So this drug, plugs one of those gaps, and certainly this is an exciting development that needs to be further investigated.
You say further investigated, and at what point might this drug be used for those with Parkinson's?
I think the data needs to be confirmed in a larger study because the cohort study they looked at, they only had 7 people in that cohort. And also the Trevevan database that they looked at isn't very large. The UK-linked GP database has 25 million patient lives. So then we could really have a decent look about whether this drug could actually influence the development of Parkinson's.
And were it to be used, we heard Dr. Narayanan there speaking about repurposing, and that is going to make it a lot easier for you.
That's right, because repurposing, all the safety studies have been done. It's got an excellent track record in humans, so we can accelerate the transition into clinical trials in Parkinson's quite quickly if we can get the extra evidence.
And Parkinson's you look upon as a disease that might eventually be cured or just treated?
I think the first step is to actually freeze people at their point of diagnosis. So for a lot of people, that'd be a big step. And then if we can find out who is going to develop Parkinson's, and we administered these drugs early enough, we could actually prevent the onset of the symptoms altogether.
Professor, many thanks. That was Professor David Dexter, Deputy Director of Research for Parkinson's UK. You're listening to World Update, coming to you live from the BBC in London. Coming up later in the programme, a newly identified species of amphibian is thought to be the largest on the planet.
This is Starr Radio
after
UK.
Researchers analysed DNA from museum specimens, but the South China giant salamander, which reaches...
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Eric Reverence Management and Back-to-Back PR International presents Gospel Explosion Summit 2019 UK meets USA, an historic 2-day community event. Network with music industry professionals and experience outstanding performances from up-and-coming British and American artists on October the 11th and 12th at the Emmanuel Centre, Marsham Street, London. Book your tickets now on eventbrite.com.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors, and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Board. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie.
Check me out.
He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of digging the hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
pesa ukowenim. Improve but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No when you secretary of fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and financial support. Now dia ko school about degree. Our courses be brave. UK degree and masters fully sponsored. Tie UK abai betimi amal up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees about degree. So, how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your sassy KB. Now what your degree. So British passport, indefinite, and now EU passport, 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your sassy KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abai bet your school fees near the amount. Any for 079 04 79 3019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nesika nefetia fees, but degree.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Eric Reverence Management and Back-to-Back PR International presents Gospel Explosion Summit 2019, UK meets USA, an historic two-day community event. Network with music industry professionals and experience outstanding performances from up-and-coming British and American artists on October the 11th and 12th at the Emmanuel Centre, Marsham Street, London. Book your tickets now on eventbrite.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
If you've had an accident in the last 3 years, that was not your fault. Get in touch with London Accident Claims Limited. It could be a motor accident or a workplace injury. You could be entitled to compensation. Just one call to our specialist team will take care of everything. For minicab drivers with PCOs, there is even better news. We provide you with a replacement vehicle. Call us on 0800 032 6798 or 0208 665 7667 to start your claims with London Accident Claims Limited. London Accident Claims Limited, a partner you can trust.
Charlie, Kobe, me try cash no. The way me hu man me suspect so me me ato. Me pa cho send on ntem why na e what na kiko te draw pharmacy obrem sisi a. Wo saka we from why? Na we dey Charlie ya wa pa o. Oh, Kobe, me go so try call no. Charlie, my yes rough from back why?
Hey Joe, me send messages no why. Nyabu trema me, no pressure. Me chat to direct amount this year. No mobile money.
MoneyGram to mobile money. Anio, MoneyGram to mobile money. Say what me do MoneyGram. Oh, mobile money wallet mo Ghana ha. Zpay and a Tayetri. MoneyGram bringing you closer. Service way. We now MoneyGram agent biao.
Listen to Aunties Mary, Lottie and Regina on the Family Enrichment Programme on Starr Radio UK. This and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Some people are wicked because don't make it your business going about revealing
people's secrets. Don't be a busybody.
It is. And some people
Today's typical family is under pressure from various directions. Divorce is on the increase. More and more of the Afro-Caribbean youth are taking to crime, etc. The Family Enrichment Program brings together a team of qualified experts to discuss and shed light on how we can make our families better and stronger. It is said the family can do without the society, but the society can't. Listen to the Family Enrichment Program this and every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Starr Radio UK, your favourite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Download our app in iTunes and the Google Play Store.
Eric Reverence Management and Back-to-Back PR International are proud to present Gospel Explosion Summit 2019 UK meets USA, a historic event happening on Friday and Saturday the 11th and 12th of October at the Emmanuel Centre, Marsham Street, Westminster, London. Come and take part in musical workshops and panel discussions. Experience vibrant performances from up-and-coming UK and USA independent artists, groups and choirs. Special guest artists include from the USA, Wendy Henderson Wyatt, Carolyn Traylor, Charles Woolfall and Alicia Moore. From the UK, Olga Argo, Birmingham Community Gospel Choir, James Adams, Sam Adebanjo and Joshua Kessler. Your hosts are Ibe Jaikila and Madeline Kurzner from Premier Gospel. This is an event not to be missed. You can purchase your tickets from Eventbrite. For more information, visit gesummitintl.com.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
Eric Reverence Management and Back-to-Back PR International are proud to present Gospel Explosion Summit 2019 UK meets USA, a historic event happening on Friday and Saturday the 11th and 12th of October at the Emmanuel Centre, Marsham Street, Westminster, London. Come and take part in musical workshops and panel discussions. Experience vibrant performances from up-and-coming UK and USA independent artists, groups and choirs. Special guest artists include from the USA, Wendy Henderson Wyatt, Carolyn Traylor, Charles Woolfall and Alicia Moore. From the UK, Olga Argo, Birmingham Community Gospel Choir, James Adams, Sam Adebanjo and Joshua Kessler. Your hosts are Ibe Jaikila and Madeline Kurzner from Premier Gospel. This is an event not to be missed. You can purchase your tickets from Eventbrite. For more information, visit gesummitintl.com.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckleman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Worldwide online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile. If you just smile. Hey, this is Archie, and you are listening to Starr Radio UK.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome.
All around the world.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Okie dokie. Let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. And of course, those of you on other planets, as I say all the time, massive good morning to you all. I hope you are all doing good. Once again, it's the Tuesday edition of the morning show, the Starr Radio UK. Today is the 17th of September 2019. What a wonderful day to live. Okay. And I want to say a massive welcome to the program. To say good morning to my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Frank Davids. To Mr. Olayomi Koike. That is the team for this morning. But a special morning to Mr. Kofi Ali, Ambassador at Large for ECOWAS. Felix all the way in Aberdeen. Massive good morning to you, sir. And to Captain Felix Setter, Captain One Bakupe. All the way in Swindon and the family there as well. Massive good morning to you. Reverend Michael Asiama, I salute you, sir. And I'm saying good morning to Reverend Emmanuel Chidi. Man of God, thank you very much for always being there. To Mr. Malik Dramani Mahama, wherever you are, massive good morning to you. Dr. Morton, morning. Oh, you know back of you this Mr. Champion Pantilis in Mamunina Chio. We can ask them a poem and somebody responds a poem. Okay, no. My bishop himself, Reverend Dr. Francis Okonuno, Mama Nuno, morning to you all. To my apostle brother HB and Auntie Mary, Mrs. Mary Bruce, Mom, massive good morning to you. All of Bible Life Family Ministries, I hope you are all doing good. All the way in MK, Pastor Salome Ado and Pastor Joseph Ado and all members of MK Bible Life Family Ministries, I salute you all. Say massive good morning to Mr. Oscar Bempong. Oscar, I hope you are doing very well. And the family, my regards to them. But as I said earlier on, it is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. The time now is 10:39. It's going to be another smasher of a program. And I want you to be part of it. So you know what you can do for me? The massive favor I ask of you this morning is share the page with your friends and loved ones. And invite them to like our pages as well. Those of you on YouTube, yes, we are not streaming live on YouTube. Why? Because I want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I can tell you, once you do that, yes, I'll tell you what is going to happen. Now, those of you on Periscope, Twitter, and all the others, share the links with them for us. And I'm saying good morning to Gina Latte and her friends. Said they are at uni, but they are still listening to us. Oh my. Thank you very much, and may you have a very wonderful day today. So, by way of program outline, if it's the first time you're listening to us on Starr Radio UK, I'm going to be bringing you the quote for the day, and then we move on to the weather forecast and into the travel update. After which I bring you some lovely music to say thank you, God, for another opportunity to live life, and I can tell you emphatically that I'm going to live it to the fullest, no regrets. Then after that, at 11 o'clock, we have Mr. Olaimi Koike, who will be joining us to bring us updates from Nigeria. And that sector of the program is sponsored by the Koike Removal Services. It says removal services made simpler than you would think. We then move on to some news making the rounds across the globe. But of course, starting from home here in the UK and global trotting until we get to Ghana. It's going to be a smasher. Like I say all the time, from A to Z. From Accra to Zanzibar. From archaeology to zoology. I'll be bringing you all that. Of course, I am. Archie on Starr Radio UK. Nobody does it better. Okie dokie. let's go to the quote for the day. What does it even say? It says, where success is assumed to have come by chance, it is an opportunity that needs to be exploited depending on your level of preparation and self-awareness. Let me take it again. Because this morning I woke up very early and I was pondering over a few things, some business lines and stuff like that. But this seemed to, round it all up. So where success is assumed to have come by chance, it is an opportunity that needs to be exploited depending on your level of preparation and self-awareness. So are you prepared for anything that is going to happen to you? Have you planned things that if this happens, this is what I'm going to do? Well, somebody will say, yeah, the good book says that the heart of a man plans his way, but it's only the Lord who establishes his footsteps. It is true. I agree with you there. But prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. So just in case anything happens, you will not be found wanting, will you? Okay, on that note, let me take you to the weather front. So what is happening on the weather front this morning in London is that it will be dry and fine with plenty of sunshine and only a few patches of cloud, feeling pleasant in the sun. Now tonight it will be dry with long clear periods. It will turn chilly under the clear periods with some patchy mist and fog forming. Temperature is going to be 19 degrees, otherwise it's going to be 7 degrees. UV level is going to be medium, pollution is going to be low. And UV level moderate. Now sunset is going to be at 19:11 and sunrise for tomorrow morning. It's going to be at 06:38 hours. Okie dokie do. Brings us to the end of the weather forecast. Now we take a commercial break, and once we come back, I'll bring you the travel update. Stay tuned. Don't touch the dial.
Eric Reverence Management and Back-to-Back PR International presents Gospel Explosion Summit 2019. UK meets USA. An historic 2-day community event. Network with music industry professionals and experience outstanding performances from up-and-coming British and American artists on October the 11th and 12th at the Emmanuel Centre, Marsham Street, London. Book your tickets now on eventbrite.com.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigated. I promise I'll be on the Starr Radio UK travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:45. So on your travels, what's happening? Now on the underground this morning, Bakerloo line has got a minor delay. I will bring you details of it in a jiffy. But when it comes to Central, Circle, District, Hammersmith and City, Jubilee, Metropolitan, Northern, Piccadilly, Victoria, Waterloo and City lines, they are all in good service. London Overground, TFL Rail, DLR, London Tramway in good service there as well. So what is happening on the Bakerloo line this morning causing these minor delays? So minor delays between Stonebridge Park and Harrow and Wilston. Due to a signal failure at Harrow and Wilston. If you can avoid it, like I say, do your best to avoid it. If you are stuck in there, continue to listen to us on Starr Radio UK. We'll keep you posted as and when there are any changes. Now moving on to the riverbeds this morning. It's all good there. RB1, RB1X, RB2, RB4, RB5, RB6, Woolwich Ferry are all in good service. But keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigated. Now let's move on to the National Rail this morning. Let me tell you what is happening on the National Rail front. When it comes to the National Rail, minor delays on cross-country, Southwestern Railway Special Service, Southern, minor delays, Transport for Wales, minor delays, Virgin Trains, minor delays there as well. Keep your eyes on the roads. The Starr Radio UK travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:45. Now let's move on to the major roads in London. Let me tell you what is happening on that front. On the major roads in London, A10 has got closures, A23 closures, A3 closures, A4 closures, A40 closures, Central London Red Routes closures, and A20 serious delays. But keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigated. I promise our bond. The Star Radio UK travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:45. Well, you find out that wherever you are, I've not tagged on that. So you want to share with us what is happening on your travels? Feel free to do so. You could be the outrage hand of Star Radio UK or the rep of UK, the eyes of you, Star Radio UK, and tell us what is happening on your travels. You could be in Timbuktu, but feel free to do so, and we will share it with our worldwide listeners. Well. On that note, let me say good morning to you. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Keep these eyes on the road.
Eric Reverence Management and Back-to-Back PR International are proud to present Gospel Explosion Summit 2019 UK meets USA, a historic event happening on Friday and Saturday the 11th and 12th of October at the Emmanuel Centre, Marsham Street, Westminster, London. Come and take part in musical workshops and panel discussions. Experience vibrant performances from up-and-coming UK and USA independent artists, groups and choirs. Special guest artists include from the USA, Wendy Henderson Wyatt, Carolyn Traylor, Charles Woolfall and Alicia Moore. From the UK, Olga Argo, Birmingham Community Gospel Choir, James Adams, Sam Adebanjo and Joshua Kessler. Your hosts are Ibe Giankiller and Madeline Kersner from Premier Gospel. This is an event not to be missed. You can purchase your tickets from Eventbrite. For more information, visit gesummitintl.com.
You looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been
that?
told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the
Darkness.
whole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world not just. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Star Radio.
Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, with the time now 10:51 from the hearts of London. It is a Tuesday edition of the morning show, and I am once again Archie. Let me say good morning to HRH, Linda Paley, and all the way in Cyprus. It was a lovely time yesterday on the Career 101 program, and to Regina, Empress Regina, and Lady C, Tony Williams, and the one and only Mr. Dave West, Maestro, for the evening programs. It was our smash. Kudos to you and well done. Let me say good morning to Mr. Mike Dillon, wherever you are this morning. Hope you are doing very, very well. And to all of you who have tuned in to listen to us today. But now let me bring you my first carefully selected choice of song. One that to give thanks to the Almighty God for another opportunity to live life, and I can tell you, I will live it to the fullest. What about you? But Joe Metal says it better. He says, "You are my everything. God is my everything." What about you? Well, enjoy.
Everybody say, how can I express my gratitude? All the many things you've done for me. Words are not enough to say thank you. The Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude? All the many things Father, you've done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. The Lord, you are, you're my everything. I call you God. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my God. I call you Rapha. You are my healer. The Lord, you are. You're my everything. I call you Jireh. Lord, my
Welcome.
In your car,
At work.
at home,
On your smartphone.
all around the world.
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
You are
Online, on mobile, so on DAB. This is Starr Radio UK, the leading African Caribbean radio station.
Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people. Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been
that?
told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the
Darkness.
whole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Eric Reverence Management and Back-to-Back PR International presents Gospel Explosion Summit 2019 UK meets USA, an historic two-day community event. Network with music industry professionals and experience outstanding performances from up-and-coming British and American artists on October the 11th and 12th at the Emmanuel Centre, Marsham Street, London. Book your tickets now on eventbrite.com.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors, and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedi sa Charlie.
I know. So person him improve wo ho, but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No when you secretary with fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi ama grant and now scholarship and the financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be bremu. UK degree and the masters fully sponsored. See, UK buying ebetimi amount up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees about degree. So, how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your KB. Now what your degree. So, British passport, indefinite. And now EU passport, 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abayi beti our school fees ni adi nyina amount. Any for 079 04 79 3019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nesika nefetri our fees. But degree.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Eric Reverence Management and Back-to-Back PR International presents Gospel Explosion Summit 2019, UK meets USA, an historic two-day community event. Network with music industry professionals and experience outstanding performances from up-and-coming British and American artists on October the 11th and 12th at the Emmanuel Centre, Marsham Street, London. Book your tickets now on eventbrite.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
If you've had an accident in the last 3 years, that was not your fault. Get in touch with London Accident Claims Limited. It could be a motor accident or a workplace injury. You could be entitled to compensation. Just one call to our specialist team will take care of everything. For minicab drivers with PCOs, there is even better news. We provide you with a replacement vehicle. Call us on 0800 032 6798 or 0208 665 7667 to start your claims with London Accident Claims Limited. London Accident Claims Limited, a partner you can trust.
Charlie, Kobe, me try cash no. The way me hune man me suspect so me ato. Me pa cho send you ntem why na e was na kiko to draw pharmacy obrem sisi a. Wo saka we from why? Na we dey Charlie ya wapa o. Oh, Kobe, me go so try call no. Charlie, my yes rough from back why?
Hey Joe, me start count messages no why. Nyabu trema me, no pressure. Me chat to direct amount here. So mobile money.
MoneyGram to mobile money. Anio, MoneyGram to mobile money. Say what me do MoneyGram. Mobile money wallet mu Ghana ha. ZPay and a tire MoneyGram, bringing you closer. Service way. We now MoneyGram agent biao.
Listen to Aunties Mary, Lottie and Regina on the Family Enrichment Programme on Starr Radio UK. This and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Some people are wicked because don't make it your business going about revealing
people's secrets. Don't be a busybody.
And some people. Today's typical family is under pressure from various directions. Divorce is on the increase. More and more of the Afro-Caribbean youth are taking to crime, etc. The Family Enrichment Programme brings together a team of qualified experts to discuss and shed light on how we can make our families better and stronger. It is said the family can do without the society, but the society can't. Listen to the Family Enrichment Programme this and every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Starr Radio UK, your favourite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Download our app in iTunes and the Google Play Store.
Historic Reverence Management and Back-to-Back PR International are proud to present Gospel Explosion Summit 2019 UK meets USA, a historic event happening on Friday and Saturday the 11th and 12th of October at the Emmanuel Centre, Marsham Street, Westminster, London. Come and take part in musical workshops and panel discussions. Experience vibrant performances from up-and-coming UK and USA independent artists, groups and choirs. Special guest artists include from the USA, Wendy Henderson Wyatt, Carolyn Traylor, Charles Woolfall and Alicia Moore. From the UK, Olga Argo, Birmingham Community Gospel Choir, James Adams, Sam Adebanjo and Joshua Kessler. Your hosts are Ibe Giankiller and Madeline Kurzner from Premier Gospel. This is an event not to be missed. You can purchase your tickets from Eventbrite. For more information, visit gesummitintl.com.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to exactly 9 minutes past the top of the hour. Whilst we wait for Mr. Olaimi Koiki to join us, I'll be bringing some of the stories making the rounds here in the UK and other parts of the world as well. But if there is anything that you want to share with us, at 12 o'clock, the lines will be open for you to join in the discussions this morning. You can make your voice heard wherever you are. Okay, so that is 12 o'clock. That is 12 o'clock. But this morning, it's all unraveling, and it's happening here in London when the Supreme Court is going to have the hearing is going to begin at the Supreme Court pertaining to as to whether the prorogation of Parliament by the Prime Minister actually did 419 to the Queen. We'll be having a look at that. Or was it legal? Well, some courts in England that sometime in August did rule that, well, the courts didn't want to get themselves involved in the politics at the moment. But the Scottish court, after an appeal, did rule that, hey, whatever the situation is, they think that it was illegal. And some more information coming through means that the Prime Minister might have misled the Queen. But all will be unraveling during the course of the week. Hopefully, by Friday latest, we should know whether the prorogation of Parliament was wrong and that Parliament has to be recalled. So we'll be following that story very, very closely. But whilst my colleague sits, Mr. Frank Davis sits, let me just bring you some of the updates from Nigeria, and then we will go back. Now, South Africa begs as exit of Nigerians hurt economy. Really? Okay, interesting. If it is, then that is quite a good one. So maybe it is about time. The other time when we were talking about the fact that all the African countries there, though it might be that your nationals are not affected directly at the moment, but we all stand together and say, look, brother, what you are doing is wrong. And so we will all come together and then do that. So maybe we have to take a leaf from the Nigerians book and then join them. Those of us in the sub-region, no, Mr. Kofi Ali's place, he said he's been casting demons and praying against all these principalities who keep on stopping the ECOWAS from being formed properly, or allowing ECOWAS leaders to be voted into the ECOWAS parliament. So there, those in the Central Africa, those in the Southern Africa, the northern part, whoever has got nationals there in South Africa, I think it's about time we all decide to pack bag and baggage. It's somebody will say it's a threat. Well, your people will also suffer because if they've got investment there, if they've got their jobs there, if they come back to their home countries, there's a likelihood that they wouldn't get jobs straight to go to. Yes, we understand all that, but at least it's what brings about a proper perspective into whether the steps that the South Africans are taking at the moment, fighting against their own brothers, is the right thing to do. And maybe by so doing, they might change their minds and behave appropriately. So kudos to them. Now, marking my victory triumph of truth over falsehood. Yeah. And then Governor Masari cries for help over rising spate of kidnapping and banditry. And in Nigeria, still additional 6.7 million mobile lines now properly registered. Interesting. So now properly registered. So before then, what exactly was happening there? 10,000 Nigerian girls forced into prostitution. Nigeria ambassador reveals. The Nigerian ambassador in Burkina Faso has revealed. Where are they going? Who is luring them? Is it those who have been kidnapped or what? Achuba last attended EXO meeting in 2018. That's the Kogi SSG saying, and Fayoshe anti-people's policies affected school enrollment in Ekiti. Another statement by Fayemi. And then bank official arrested for allegedly stealing 137 million naira. Well, if the politicians are stealing some, and he's also stealing some. Thief. Who laughs? God laughs. He just sit down there, up there, and look down. Say, these people, they're all crazy bunches. I need to deal with them. Now, ECOWAS Parliament urges Nigeria government to reopen borders. Now, let me touch on that, and then we'll move on. I've got my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Frank Davis, in the house. The ECOWAS Parliament has appealed to Nigerian government to find a permanent solution to the challenge of smuggling, rather than continued closure of its borders. In a segment at the opening of the second extraordinary session of the ECOWAS Parliament in Liberia, the Speaker of the Parliament, Mustafa Cisse Lo, appealed to Nigerian government to reopen its borders. As Cisse Lo harped on the implementation of free trade movement within the ECOWAS region, stating that the border closure posed a threat to implementation of the protocol on the free movement of persons. He said, in the same vein, the closure of Nigerian borders with Benin more than a month ago and Niger more recently is a hindrance to the achievement of the community's main objective, which is to achieve the creation of a prosperous borderless West African region where peace and harmony prevail. The ECOWAS Parliament calls for compliance with community provisions and thus calls the reopening of borders and coordinated fight against smuggling in the region. The root causes of this recurrent situation must be studied with a view to find a permanent solution, he added. But let me quickly take you to one other story before I bring Frank on, and that is about the smuggling of 10,000 Nigerian girls being forced into prostitution. Ramatu Ahmed, the Nigerian ambassador to Burkina Faso, says no fewer than 10,000 Nigerian girls are forced into prostitution in the country. She said the victims of the sex trade were mainly underage girls kept in appalling conditions in Ouagadougou and in mining camps across the West African country. She said this in an interview with the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, in Ouagadougou on Monday. Now, according to the ambassador, many of the girls who were promised jobs in the country and Europe by the human traffickers are not willing to return home. The spread of human trafficking here in Burkina Faso is a big concern to the embassy because at present we have nothing less than 10,000 Nigerian girls who have been trafficked into Burkina Faso as commercial sex workers. In a quote, she said, and most of these girls are underage. Most left schools and are roaming about doing commercial sex work in Burkina Faso. And on that note, let me welcome my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Frank Davis. Frank,
Archie,
good morning.
Morning. Morning. You see, I'm still coughing.
Yes.
I have my cup of coffee over here.
Okay.
But it's been a good morning. By the grace of God, we are awake, we are alive. And we are here to do what we love doing best. To talk and get paid for the talk.
Yes. Well, we'll allow you to also talk at 12 o'clock when the lines are open. And I can tell you, because whatever contribution that you'll be making will be making impact, you will see that you are getting reward for that. What about that? Okay. Now, I can see that Frank, the coffee is whether bitter or something. So I don't know. It squeezed his face a bit.
You know, sometimes, well, it's a bit hot. I wanted it hot, and I wanted it bitter. So someone who called black coffee. Have you eaten hot pepper at the same time when the food is hot.
Oh yeah.
A combination of
Oh my goodness. You can feel the heat going straight into your stomach. You don't know whether you should take it out or throw it out or spit it out.
The opposite side is what you have with black coffee and hot black coffee.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, but it's been okay. I mean, we're managing it. Yeah,
that's good. Now, just picking that update from Nigeria, where they're talking about Nigerian closing its borders.
Right.
I mean, virtually we know that Nigeria is call it the superpower in the sub-African region, and therefore we know when the moment Nigeria starts to do something, the repercussions are quite, strong. Now, so. We have the president or whoever of the ECOWAS calling for Nigeria to reopen its borders, and then we have a story about what the ambassador is saying in Burkina Faso that looked more than 10,000
of girls
underage
from Nigeria.
Yes. So you see that someone would say, well, then there is the need for the borders to be closed until they come up with ways and means to deal with these issues.
Actually, it's all well said and well. I mean, all of them have a point, but does it solve the problem? What are the push and the pull factors? We will know that when it comes to prostitution, some people say it started from the days of Adam, so it's not going to stop. I wasn't there. So
you and I were not there.
So I'm not going to say, but that's what I said, some people. But actually, I recall very well that when we were young, we know of girls who were taken to what do you call it? To the cities, not even to the Africa Coast. Look at that internal issue. That they're going to stay with this auntie to work. They're going to stay with this person to work. This person needs a house helper. And I mean, some of the conditions
they live
in. When you get to Accra, I mean, in fact, there was one that left where I schooled. When I got back to Accra, we met and I visited. Was living with the Lebanese, but thank God. Some of them were fortunate they took them to school.
Some were,
Now the question is, 99% of the time, when the people come or go to the villages to take these girls, if the person is not going to stay with their auntie, not going to stay with their uncle, a direct family member, you ask yourself, why will a parent allow? Is because of financial benefits. Either the parent will be given some money, or in a typical case that I know, where they agree that money be saved, so that after 5 years, the girl will go and learn how to sew, how to do their hair, because one, the parent cannot afford the asking price to go and train someone to become an apprentice. Okay, they cannot afford the asking price to go and train someone to even buy a machine for this person. So we know of girls who move from the rural areas to the city, work for a few years. Some of them retain, some of them ended up staying back and do all sort of things in the city. Now the question is, every parent assume, although I'm not saying, well, okay, 99%, because we've seen some mad parents love their kids. To give their kids away like that, there must be some push and pull factors. Now, are we tackling those pull and push factors? If we are not tackling them, then actually, we can close the borders as much and as long as we want. People will use unapproved routes. Are you getting me? You can have your checkpoints over here. When we get
100 meters or 1,000 meters away, somebody
okay, you know what? There's a route here. Pass here and then you meet at the other side. So the car or the diesel will drive past the border. Go and wait for them. We've crossed the border. All borders be borders.
So far as to cross to the other side.
Are you getting me? Now, coming to the ECOWAS president, the ECOWAS parliament president, talking about, I understand and I agree with him that yes, borders should be open. But in his statement, he said something about it that's very instructive. That they want to promote an environment where they all live peacefully and in
Yeah.
harmony.
Yeah.
If we have these Fulanis crossing up and down, and no regional solution up to now
has been found for that. Yeah.
Do we
Yeah.
call it a harmonious
No. No.
coexistence?
No.
That doesn't make sense. Should we have Nigerian having its children being sent out, and at least although they have failed internally, but Burkina Faso and these people are often not returning them or arresting the people.
Yeah.
There's nothing to show that the people have been arrested, prosecuted. No evidence to show that. Even if there is, I don't think it's deterrent enough. Are you getting me? Like similar to what I witnessed today on air, and I was asking, why don't you resign? In this country, someone was saying they were talking about street rough sleeping.
Yeah.
And the person was saying when she was appointed about 2 years ago, the problem today has become worse than it was. Then I said, okay, fine, then you are a failure.
Yeah,
because that's my conclusion. Because if a problem has gone worse from the time you were appointed to build that
you've not
problem,
done much
you have no business still being there, being on air, even talking.
Yeah.
That is an admission that
failure.
I have failed. And I was talking with him that on air, that lady should have done herself justice to say, look, admit I have failed.
And
I
therefore,
resign immediately.
Yeah.
And you get me. Now, if we keep on talking about this girl child, girl poverty, get what do you call it, prostitution, government can do a lot. Are they doing it? What does ECOWAS Parliament do? What are the standards when it comes to protecting of girl child? As ECOWAS in this country, for instance, we know that EU has standards.
Yeah.
They have rights.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we pushing the government of Nigeria to enforce or live up to certain standards to protect these girls? We can't just not be talking in our chambers. We need to be seen as acting. Yes, I know they cannot go to Nigeria and start commanding them, but can the regional body take a decision and follow through? I know Kofi will come and tell me that we've not elected them, but we are still paying them for now.
But Kofi, I know when Kofi comes, he's going to talk about the fact that they've not been elected. Whatever decision that they make is not binding. But I don't know. Every time you say that, I'm
then
saying
they
that
should dissolve it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that means that it's
then
not worth.
You
Yeah.
stop holding himself up as ECOWAS president until he's elected. That's it.
Wow. Listen to Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Don't worry, you see Frank's face on that your coffee is bitter.
And you know what? There's a mint that I put in. I think that it's bitter anyway. Don't go and drink what I'm drinking. But it's good for feverish condition.
Bitter lemon.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's touch on one other story from the African front, from the Nigerian front, and then we'll go on. Now, South Africans saying that the exit of Nigerians from South Africa is having a negative impact on their economy. And I'm saying that then it is time that all African countries who have got their nationals there, because people say, oh, our nationals have not been charged, and I tell you that it's just a matter of time. When you want to be eating someone's hand, you finish eating the hand, you say that what else can we have? Then you think about the elbow, and then by the time you say Jack, you've eaten a whole being. And therefore it is about time that African leaders decide that if South Africans leadership and the whole country are not going to sit up and see to address this issue, then fine, we'll let our it will be difficult for some of them, yet at least we'll make the impact that we want to make. What do you think?
Actually, since when did they arrive at that conclusion? Actually, when we go to each country, wherever we are, there's one engine that keeps on working, and that engine results in production.
Yeah.
And that engine results in economic activity. Our bellies.
You'll be hungry every time. No
Our
matter
bellies.
how much you've eaten today.
You will drink water.
Yeah.
You eat.
Yeah.
You wear clothes.
Yeah.
You find a place to sleep. All those things is like a machine that is working, and it has to continuously get something to keep it going. And those machines are human beings, our bellies, and therefore, whichever geographical space that we find ourselves in, that machine requires that we undertake, we do something that will result in some kind of productive productive activity. No one's going to tell me that when Nigerians go to South Africa, they just go to take. That is totally wrong.
Yeah.
Actually, with my experience of knowing, I told you the former. Let me use I know he wouldn't mind me mentioning his name. Mr. Ajayi. Mr. Ajayi was the president of Nigerian Businesses Association in Ghana between the period of 2007 up to round up to about 2012. Now, when there was one time I went to Ghana, in fact, my parents didn't know that I was in Ghana because he was a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I stayed with him for about a week before even anyone could know that. He picked me at the airport, I basically went his house until a point where I finished
and then you needed to go see family. Yeah.
Actually, one thing that he did, he bought a house in Ghana even before he arrived. What does that mean? Money has been brought into the
economy. Yeah.
It means that a mason who helped build that house,
yeah.
Now whoever sold that house has a potential and possibility now to rebuild another house.
Yeah.
It will lead to job creation.
That's right.
As you cement, whoever supplies cement, the nails, the carpenters, and other things also will get a bit of help. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Ajayi will every day fuel his car. Ajayi will every day pay, use electricity.
Yeah.
He will use gas. He will need garden boys to work with him. In fact, he has, in his house, for instance, he has 2 maid servants. They are all gainfully employed, being paid. Are you getting me? So, I am not going to sit here and say that whenever Nigerians, whenever Ghanaians, whenever people go to another country, they just go there to take. They contribute.
Of course.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
They contribute. So South Africans especially should have known that. Okay, if they are coming out to say that it's affecting their country, it's their own cup of tea. They don't want it.
Yeah.
They didn't want it. Yes, we understand. Yes, people will go. They are criminals everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Unless they're able to tell me that the reasons, which in fact, for me, disgracefully, some of the South Africans that you expect to speak sense behave stupidly.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
I mean, you take. The deputy commissioner of Durban area, for example, his statement was very appalling. You even look at the high commissioner, South African high commissioner in Ghana.
Yeah, the statement that
very
well.
appalling, undiplomatic comments. Are you get me? When you expect them to speak to the issue, are you get me? When someone will argue, they just speaking like Nigel Farage. They know the truth, but they are tapping to a constituent. They are tapping to a constituent because of their political gains. That being said, what we encode is what we can, look at. That those statements that were coming from them were very undiplomatic, uncalled for, and very un-South African and un-African. Are you getting me? If today they think that the exit of these South African Nigerians is affecting their economy, well, they should come to the table and be able to offer security for foreigners that are in that country and give an assurance that going forward they're going to take steps. We're not saying it will never happen again, but the world should be sending a signal that they are acting in a way to protect lives and property. I'm not coming to your country to come and, even in this country actually, even illegal immigrants do have rights.
Oh yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
They do have rights.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? So people are not just going to come to your country, whether they are illegal or legal, whether they are criminals
destroying them,
street justice, mob action, killing them and other things, and saying that they should stay in their country. Other African leaders should create jobs for them and other things. Had they not been who created jobs? Did South Africa created jobs for Africans who helped them when they were going through their liberation struggle?
No. Wow, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station. It's 11:32 from the hearts of London. That was a bit of update from Nigeria and from the African continent as well. But we'll be coming back there in a jiffy. I'm here in the studio with my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Frank Davids, and it is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. Yes, Frank.
Someone had just sent me a message. Am I not sure that what I'm drinking is Akweteshi?
That's why you are squeezing your face.
I can guarantee it's not Apio.
I can vouch for that. Yes, no Apio in this place. Okay, let me say good morning to Juliet Macapella, wherever you are. Hope you are doing very, very well, lady. Okay, now let's move on to the UK here, where it's happening live. Everything seems to be happening. Now, today we know that the Supreme Court has begun the scrutiny of Parliament suspension. How it's going to go is another question. We'll be coming to that. But yesterday, the Prime Minister was in Luxembourg. Now, we know he had a meeting with the European President Jean-Claude Juncker, and after that had another meeting with the Luxembourg Prime Minister. Now, they were supposed to have had a press conference outside. Now, because they had more than about 100 press corps that was there. But I think there were some protesters from the UK who were shouting
A small number.
Anti-Brexit protesters.
A small number.
And then the Prime Minister decided, look, I'm not, he said, let's go inside. Now they said, no, we don't have enough space to accommodate everybody, so you still have to be out there. So, well, I'm not doing it, I'm going there. Wow. And the statement that the Luxembourg Prime Minister did make, saying that, look, now, you know, it's not us. We don't want one day. We are stretching. We are doing everything possible to address this Brexit thing. But it looks like the UK actually have entangled themselves in a web that they cannot actually get themselves out. And I was like, whew, that is a bad one for the Prime Minister. Now, Frank, how do you look at all that happened yesterday?
Actually, let's start from the courts over here. What is going to happen? There's a key decision that by close of today we will know.
Okay.
They are actually 3-in-1 issues. There are 2 issues that they are looking at, but invariably there are 3 issues, so to say, and I'll explain. The first issue happened to do with an appeal brought to the Supreme Court by the government to actually look into the decision that was taken by the civilian courts in Scotland, which ruled that the decision, the intention, basically, how the process of informing the Prime Minister was basically as a result of some dubious what they call it,
that he misled the Queen.
He misled the Queen. Now, if you then look at Gina Miller, who also appealed to the court for a review. Now, her case, that is where we have 2-in-1. Because what the High Court actually did here was virtually not to look at the merit of the case, not to even hear the argument, the preliminary argument, whether the case is admissible in court or not, whether the court has the legal right to basically even open its doors to hear the case. Then that was ruled out. That was the court said no, you have no right to. So they have taken it to court. So what the Supreme Court will be doing, and actually there's something that is happening over here for the first time, for the second time, or almost in the history of the UK, we have 11 Supreme Court judges sitting on a single case. The first time they sat was Gina Miller's case. And now again they are here. That tells you how important this whole issue is. So today the Supreme Court will start sitting, and the first thing they're going to look at whether if the cases have even merit to go to court.
Okay.
That ruling we expect it to come before the end of the day.
Okay.
Once that ruling comes, it opens. If they say no, the case in itself must not and should have
come to court.
The case ends today.
Okay.
Okay. But when the court rules that the cases, I mean,
must be heard,
or it was right for them to be heard, that will open 2 things: the argument presented at the Scottish level, and then that has to be argued out, and then Gina Miller's side will then have to even argue themselves, argue their case. Then the government by tomorrow will have the opportunity to open a defense in all those fronts. Once that is done, by Thursday, close of Thursday, judgment should be delivered.
Okay.
So that is a difficult one that the Prime Minister, I know by now, will be praying, if he still does go to church, that it comes in his favor. The issue that happened in Luxembourg yesterday.
Yeah.
Actually, for me, I zero it down to one thing. The continuous evasion of the press and scrutiny by Boris Johnson. That is it, and simply nothing more.
Okay.
Actually, during the leadership elections, Boris Johnson ran away from all media scrutiny.
Yeah.
He was actually, it's like when you're molding, how do I call it? Okay, you want to do a sandwich. You put in some, or probably turkey. You put in some stuffings in the turkey.
Yeah.
So you are hiding the stuffings from the direct attack by the fire.
Okay.
Are you getting
Yes.
That's exactly what they did during the leadership elections. Always, he was moving as a chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, what they call chicken, turkey that is to be roasted.
Yeah.
But
People around.
people around, he was stuffed inside
there.
They didn't allow the fire.
Protected.
He didn't want him to be tested. And that's exactly what they succeeded in doing until he won it. Yes, a few hustlings and other things over there, but the media scrutiny that you expect from every leader, I mean, he didn't actually
face anything of the sort.
No, he didn't face anything of the sort. The second thing that he actually demonstrated that, look, media scrutiny, I bear no allegiance with you. I'm off. Is even the issue in court, the issue in court today?
Yeah.
The prolongation of Parliament. The bottom line is that Boris Johnson was running away from scrutiny.
Yeah.
Bottom line, simple and short. That's the opening and the end of the statement. He was actually running away from scrutiny.
Yeah.
He does not want whatever he's doing, the games he's playing, to be scrutinized. He did not want the public to know. They want to do it under carpet, take a decision under carpet, under our head, lie about it, and say control everything that we are to be forced through on. Are you get me?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's doing. How many times have we heard that, look, we don't negotiate in public? How many times have we heard about that?
We negotiate in your bedroom.
Okay. Yesterday, are you telling me Boris Johnson will be the first prime minister or president to be confronted with protesters?
No.
The day he returned from the Queen's Palace, Buckingham Palace, to address the nation.
Yeah.
Were they not protesting over there?
On his way to the place,
why didn't he vanish from the car?
I say, I'm not doing it again.
Why did he address it? So actually, for me, it is about running away from scrutiny. Yes, some some people with megaphones and other things. Look, we've seen people with speakers protesting. Yet still president and prime ministers go out to address them.
Yeah.
So do not tell me that just 50, about 50 people, just because the leader has a simple megaphone. You running away.
Their voices were overshadowing his. He didn't want
Actually, he was speaking to the mics. Let the world hear what you are saying.
Yeah.
Let us all know that you were talking and you were sure that you were not allowed to talk or to speak.
Of course.
That's evidence enough. But don't run with your tail behind your asses and then straight into your distance and tell us that like a dog that has just been hit.
By a car. You don't see it.
Have you seen a dog that if you see a dog, just hit a dog. You see that whoa. They're going. Actually, that's exactly what we see over here. You watch a dog and a cat. Whenever you see a dog and a cat play, at time the dog thinks it's bigger.
And then the cat will just whack it.
When the cat gives you double slap, you see the dog. You see, so for me, I think it doesn't augur well for the public. And there's no, I wouldn't condemn the last president Xavier. I wouldn't condemn him, because if we have made arrangement, we have agreed that a press conference will be held. Last minute, you trying to dictate that we should move it to what? If I were a journalist, actually, who has paid so much money, gone through a lot of security, bear a lot of cost to be there at that press conference. Are you getting me? Only to be told that because of protest, only selected few are those entering heaven. Which in case where Boris Johnson is the chief, the God, the deity that will be on the throne to speak to us. How would the rest feel? how the rest feel.
Yeah.
If he has stood there to address the nation, it is the same journalist who reported said that we could not hear anything because of the protest. One thing we do know, there was protest. Nothing has changed. But one thing we also do know, Boris Johnson ran away. If he has stood there and has not been heard, one thing that will remain is that there was protest. Okay? But again, there would have been another side of the equation that he tried to address the press and the people shouting down. Are they afraid of the humiliation? Which humiliation? What is more humiliating than running a campaign based on lies? Actually, like last May president said, actually this is an internal conservative party struggle. It's unfortunate that they've brought it upon the whole of Britain and they brought it upon the whole of the EU. That now everybody is affected. We don't know whether we are going, whether we're coming, whether we're going. But actually, one thing that we know, the F will not stop revolving on its axis. So whether we are going or not,
day and night will continue to
come. Whether they are going or not, we shall continue to exist until God calls us. Simple.
But some people are saying that Xavier Bettel could have maybe made his security shut the people down.
Actually, do you know protest is part of freedom that EU guarantees? And protest is also part of the freedom of speech. That's guaranteed under the
democracy.
United.
United.
And if all these are democratic institutions, and they can, what Nigel Farage didn't he protest in the EU Parliament?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Did the security shut him down?
No.
He was allowed to protest. So yesterday on LBC, when I heard him condemning and say, look, these are the kind of people my God call hypocrites.
One day it's okay, the other day it's not okay.
Actually, protest is allowed. Protest is allowed. And I do not think these people would have breached security without permission.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you getting me? They actually had permission.
Yeah.
Don't we have it?
Yeah.
Don't we? How many times have we seen it? So to run away and come and be justifying it that it's got to. So are you telling me the 50 people can prevent you from speaking to the nation? Then you should brace himself up for more. If I were the protester, everywhere you go, I'll increase the number by 2 folds.
You know, the day he was inaugurated, he became the prime minister.
Yeah.
There were serious protests at number 10.
But he spoke.
He spoke.
Yes.
So how come that 50?
No,
he said
only
he can't.
50. That's because they had a mago. Some had body speakers on that day, singing, drumming, and everything. People had trumpets, but he spoke. So for me, actually, it is about a deliberate attempt and consistent strategy to actually run away from media scrutiny and public scrutiny. And that's exactly what he's doing. Now he's saying, hey, come watch me by hook or crook, we will leave. When he's pushed to tell us how we're going to say, look, we're just going to leave.
So I was thinking that maybe his stance, not addressing the press and all that stuff, is just something in line with he saying that, look, by the 31st we are leaving. So yeah, I won't speak because my thoughts are all in my head. And I will just get on with it.
Johnson is not UK. He's the prime minister who must first be seen as respecting the law. By Thursday, we'll know whether we'll leave or not.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, if it's going to be a deal, the deal must come to Parliament
for approval
by a decision that was taken by the courts earlier on, right? If it's a no deal, that law that mandates him, that they keep on talking that is a deadline law, that law has been changed by Parliament. Now, where it has not become operational is that it's a two-way issue. You must request and there must be an approval.
Yeah.
But the law has now asked him to request. The only thing they didn't do is to tell him request today. But they had a cut-off deadline. Which says that if by 19th an agreement has not been reached,
you have to.
So let's wait. Let's wait. Yeah.
Okay, listen to Starr Radio UK.
I am of the opinion that if by 19th, by the 20th, it's not done that, there will be a takeover of the government.
Okay, takeover.
Yeah.
Takeover.
No, I mean, a vote of no confidence will be passing him. Yeah.
But do you think that maybe the EU, we know their stance. I mean, they will not lose that much, but they'll still lose. Okay, so they don't want to be losing. Everybody wants to be at least stay where you are, not dropping beneath the average. There is in the margin that you're looking at the moment. But do you think that maybe the EU can decide to say, okay, because we don't want the UK to crash out, so we are giving them an extension?
EU can also not do that, because by law, EU must also help. I mean, whoever is exiting the union, it's a marriage. It's a marriage. Whoever is exiting this marriage, there must be, I mean, a discussion as to how you're exiting. There must be a mutual consent as to how you're exiting, the arrangements for future collaboration if there is no. So EU is not going to say chuck you out. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They have a lot of treaties that regulates how someone wears it. Yeah.
Okay.
What EU did not specify, or what that if you're going to exit, you exit a no deal, or you exit a deal, and this is a standard form with a deal, because these are chartered territory. This is the first one.
Yeah.
This is the first one that they're doing. It might be that when this happens, anyone who wants to exit again, should there be a time to exit, they want to. They will use that same template to be able to, you know.
You see, to address that.
Yeah.
So do you think that maybe that is why the EU is being quite stringent when it comes to the negotiation? Say this is what we've agreed on. We are not moving, because if it becomes very easy for people to just, I'm leaving and tomorrow I pack my stuff, I'm gone. Then people, there are some people who are aggrieved who will force that.
Actually, I think EU has made it abundantly clear, and I think they've been more than easy than I would have been. No, seriously, they will be more than easy than personally I would have been. They've made it clear that one thing they will not compromise is the integrity of the single market. That is that is a
That
no
they will never,
because the whole project of EU, the whole corporation of EU, everything that they are doing takes its source roots from the economic benefits that are derived from the single market. You compromise that integrity, the whole EU project will come crashing.
Okay.
It will come crashing. Now, the Irish border issue, the Irish border issue is a turning situation. They also, just like NATO will say, why did NATO, why the operation? NATO will tell you that they will stand by if one person is attacked. All of us are attacked. That is their declaration. NATO operates with that principle that when a NATO country is attacked, it is deemed that all NATO countries have been attacked. That is their principle. Now, if you look at even what Xavier was saying yesterday, they will not do anything that will jeopardize the Good Friday Agreement. And that Good Friday Agreement is key to Northern, to Republic of Ireland.
And
they will stand by the Irish. That to demonstrate that, look, when you are on our side, we will be on your side. When you are with us, we will be for you. And that is the strongest signal that they can send to any member country that, look, you never walk alone. Which team is that? Is it Liverpool?
Liverpool.
Okay, you never walk alone. That even through the shadow of death,
we are with you.
We are with you. They are working with biblical promise.
Wow.
That is it. That even through the battle of death, even through when tribulations, the EU, the British used to confront you with DUP assistance, we promise and we pledge that yes, we will be by your side. And that's exactly what they are doing, and I believe it's one of the things that they should do for any country. What is the member? What is marriage for if you can't be there for one another?
Of course.
What is a relationship for if you cannot be there for another? So at the end of the day, there will be no point being a member of the European Union if in times like this the Irish are not safeguarded.
Wow. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's now 8 minutes to 12. In the next 8 minutes, we'll be bringing you we'll be opening the lines for you to add your voice to the discussion. But let me just touch on one other story from the UK front. We know there are a few that's making the rounds there, but a quick one. Okay, a quick two. Now, Cameron has gone on further, still virtually castigating Boris seriously, and he apologizing that he was sorry for calling the referendum. He was sorry that the Remain didn't win the referendum, and virtually. So I was asking myself the question that should it be that we leave and then the consequences becomes negative? Are we going to have the Borises, the Nigel Farages, and all those people coming to now say, "Oh, we apologize for that"?
Actually, it takes a good leader to know when they are wrong, and it takes courage to be able to face the public the way he has. He's someone I've never liked him, but I've respected him. Not that I don't like him as an individual. I've never liked some of the policies that he brought or he ushered in with the help of the now gone Theresa
May.
His girlfriend, what they call themselves.
Not girlfriend, no, please.
Well, he's not girl enemy. Take it that way. Actually, but to be honest with you, my admiration for him, my respect for him has gone up. For him to be able to come and say, look, I raise my hands up. I could have done better and I should have done better. Forgive me for what has happened. Actually, I think he deserves an applause.
Okay.
Some people say, yes, you know, correct the wrong that was done. But was it a wrong thing that was done? I don't think so. Yes, someone will argue that he bowed to the pressure from within the party.
Yeah.
One mistake that I know they did was that the questions that went into the referendum were not well thought through. The campaign that they ran as a Remain, they took things for granted.
Yeah.
And I know the former chancellor has also apologized before. Yeah. George Osborne. He's also apologized that the way they took the campaign
they didn't do it well.
Are you getting me? Actually, for me, I do my heart out for him for that. The question now is, now that you've admitted that you brought us Armageddon, how are you going to help navigate it? That is the question.
Yeah.
Are you helping navigate it by attacking Boris? So that public lose confidence in him? So that should there be an election, he's not trusted? Okay, his successor is another intellectual you describe as someone we should never trust. Basically, that's what. So basically, two people.
Yeah.
Boris Johnson and Gove.
Yeah.
What the African is telling us that these two people, when you see them, they are more than Judases.
One is a Gove proper, and another is.
All he's saying that they are more than Judases. When you see them coming close to your kitchen,
run.
Make sure you cover all your soup.
They might drop something.
They might spice it for you. When they coming to sit close to you, make sure probably you have a blanket beside you, because they might do something and they'll tell you you did it. When you see them knocking at your door early in the morning to come and give you advice, if you have a dog,
release the dogs.
Actually, they might be coming with a knife. You never know. That's exactly what he's telling us. For me, this is what it says. It is not everything that politicians stand on a podium and say that we should take as gospel. Let's look at their records, what they've been doing, who they are. Because if, for instance, we have gone back to look at who was Boris, what did he believe in, what was his stand when it comes to EU, who was Gove, what was his stance when it comes to EU, and for them to be, saying this time that, oh, let's leave, we might be able to have a discourse that will be more beneficial to everyone. That for someone to now switch, it means that they are unprincipled, and anyone who is not Yes, people should change. They can change. But those changes must happen when we have enough information. We are convinced beyond reasonable. It's only a fool who will not change their stand on something. But you cannot be switching like a clock. Today, that. Today, or even British weather. No. No. You know?
Wow. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It's 2 minutes to the top of the hour. We take a commercial break. We come back. The lines will be open so that you can join us in the discussions. But we're going to the international front. But yesterday, something happened in Ghana, and we'll be talking about that as well. The acting IGP, we know that there's 3 Takoradi missing girls, and living here, we know that before the police will come and tell you, even when somebody dies, they will first of all make sure that they see the families first before they identify the people, and make sure that there are counselors or people there who are going to help them in that particular scenario. As to whether all those things were done, I'm not sure. You and I were not there, unless you were there and you can tell me. But the way the families also took the information after the IGP came to address the press, and some are saying, going to the extent that they are going to pour libation to curse the interior minister, to curse this one. And I'm like, are we still living in that?
I think they've delayed. I think they've delayed. The way, listen, actually, I know we'll come back to that, but the way the whole issue has been handled, I think it's appalling. Look, even before the IGP and others will go there, an advanced team, advanced team should have, gone in, be able to understand, talk to people. We are now even understanding that it was a verbal evidence. There's nothing concrete on a paper to tell them this is a DNA.
The DNA tests have been conducted.
These are their kids. Upon the conflicting information that we've been given, we know where they are. Someone, the nation's prophet, Akufo-Addo's de facto prophet, saying that he knows it's only Akufo-Addo that will give him instruction to tell us when, that he knows some police officers know where they are, but now he should be arrested.
Did he help in the
actually, he said they are well and safe. He knows where they are. That's exactly what he said. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
He knows where they are. Did they kill them and went and dumped them over there? Which investigation did they do before they put the people before court? Actually, a lot of things. When Tiwa was saying, they know they are safe and well, to a point where they say, they know they are in a hospital somewhere.
Yeah.
These are parents. Actually, these are parents. They are kids, children. 18 years old. You fed a kid, nurtured that baby. Up to 18 years into an adulthood. Actually, we're not saying accidents like this, incidents like this will happen. But the whole way the government machinery has handled this, actually, is appalling. Coming at the back of when they, what they call it, these Canadian girls were kidnapped. We saw a different approach. Towards that.
Is it because they were foreigners? They wanted to save face?
Information also coming in says that yesterday, President Akufo-Addo phoned the parents through the police officer that were there, and they refused to speak to him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they rejected his call because, according to the family, the president, when they were bleeding, when their hearts were weeping, visited Takoradi.
But never.
And in all this, if Owusu-Bempah said he knew where they were, that he needed, why didn't he act?
Oh, okay. So maybe the president should have told Owusu-Bempah, please, just tell us where they...
Actually, these are lives. These are people's children. These are children. So yesterday they rejected his call. They said they don't need to speak to him. They don't want to talk to him. And one of the cousins, Kwame, spoke on air.
Yeah, I heard.
Are you getting me? Actually, for me, I sympathize with the family, the new IGP. Yes, I sympathize, but you bear the cross of your predecessor. Are you getting me? When Jesus came, he didn't say, "Look, the Old Testament, let's throw it away. He tried to, help. He showed that that is gospel, but we can do this. So when you came, whatever bed is there, you have to
carry it.
You have to carry it. So the cross, you have to carry the new IGP. But actually, I'm disappointed in the government the way
they've handled
they've handled it. In fact, to even go to the extent of not giving them any report. No. You ask where are the counselors? Any support has not been given to them. Actually, it's appalling. If what we're reading, what we are being told, is the case, then I think it's sad. It's sad the way the government has handled it, and I wouldn't wish it on even my enemy. I don't have one anyway.
He said he's not got an enemy. That's good. That's good. All right then, listeners, Star Radio UK. Once we come back, you can call us on 0208 133 2257, 0208 133 2257 or 58. Now, if you're in US or Canada, it's 001 718 303 2737, 001 718 303 2737. Text or WhatsApp is 075 3966 1744, 075 3966 1744. Twitter. Our handle is at Starr Radio UK, and our email address is info@starradiouk.com. We take a break and we come back to you.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes.
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world not just. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Eric Reverence Management and Back-to-Back PR International presents Gospel Explosion Summit 2019 UK meets USA, an historic 2-day community event. Network with music industry professionals and experience outstanding performances from up-and-coming British and American artists on October the 11th and 12th at the Emmanuel Centre, Marsham Street, London. Book your tickets now on eventbrite.com.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors, and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Rubedisa Charlie.
I know. So improve wo ho, but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No when you secretary with fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi ama grant, now scholarship, and financial support. Now they school about degree. Our courses be bremu. UK degree and masters fully sponsored. Tie, UK buying ebetimi amount up to £21,000 every year. Now what your child school fees about degree. So, how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your KB. Now what your degree. So British passport, indefinite. And now EU passport, 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abai bet your school fees near the end amount. Any for 079 04 79 3019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nesika nefetua fees, but degree.
This is Starr Radio UK.
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show.
It's not Biggie Man, no. It's not for man, no. Hello, Nigerian, so. She be on the radio. Don't be waiting, them be talk. This was not what they promised us. So. Them tell us that they go bring the change. Oh, no, 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 no. As the thing they go, situation is just a bad. As they break.
Online, on mobile, soon DAB. This is Starr Radio UK, the leading African Caribbean radio station.
Pity for us, politicians, please pity for us. I beg, read the bag, see my people done they die. Please pity for us, politicians, please pity for us. Oh no, 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 no. I believe in Nigeria with all my life. I bless to Nigeria, my country, yo. With all my heart, yo. Anywhere I go, na Nigeria. Anything I do, na Nigeria. Anywhere I go to Nigeria. See, my house is not for Nigeria. I invest in my Nigeria. Everything I plan for Nigeria. Politicians show some love, oh. Oh no, 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 no. Pity for us, oh. Politicians have mercy on us. I beg we the beg, we don't play the thing done the bad. Please pity for us, politicians, please pity for us. Oh no, 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 no.
Okay, that is Timaya saying pity for us. But if you're listening to us, it is Starr Radio UK. It is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. I'm here in the studio with my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Frank Davids. Those of you watching us on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, you will see a flyer that seems to be moving on your screens. And that is the Gospel Explosion Summit that's going to be taking place on Friday, the 11th.
Friday the 11th of October and Saturday the 12th of October 2019.
Okay, because I can see from one of the flyers it's saying Saturday, that's why I was looking at it. And it's a special one that Starr Radio UK is affiliated with. We are the media sponsors of this program. We want to invite you because the tickets are being sold. It's not for free this time round though. It is where America, the USA, meets the UK. I know last Sunday, Frank, there was a special program that Frank was hosting, and some of the guests were on it. A quick one. There, how was it?
Actually, it was good. It was a very good program. And one thing that was revealed over there, and that it is not just people who are not trying to get into the gospel music that are coming to congregate. We're looking at some people with over 40 years experience in the industry still taking part in this. And for me, if you are an aspiring musician, aspiring gospel musician, the idea of coming together to learn like a symposium, a seminar, how do I protect my talent? How do I get from A to B? How do I even collaborate? How do I get a producer? What are some of the contracts? Some of these things you're gonna go you have to go and pay a lot.
Yeah.
Lawyers to do this for you, but with £8, you have an opportunity to meet this. In total, we're going to be having about 50 people who will be there. About 25 gospel artists and experts from the US, about 25 also from here. We're going to have media practitioners. What does it take? For instance, if you want your song to be played on radio, what will it take? How do you approach it? There are certain things that you know. There are certain things that you need only free information to be able to do.
Of course.
But you need the right information.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially in this case where every day the tons of information that come from us. You need to know where to go, who to speak to. I mean, lawyers will be there to speak about. I mean, how do you even get your song? Why is it that someone tell, oh nyaminda yo usum frena obejus, another person composed oh nyamin wuye one person's song does better than the another. What is the ingredient? You hear them, their voices are similar, but there must be a secret. And you get me? These are what some of them are going to be revealing to us, and I'm excited to be associated with this program. Next year is going to be happening in the US as well.
Okay.
This is what we've also pledged to do. That all those who are going to buy tickets to go to that program, we're creating another platform for you. We're going to put our service at the disposal of key individuals.
Yeah.
There's going to be a program that will be announced on that day. All ticket holders are going to enter into a draw. And if you're an upcoming artist, you stand opportunity for your album or your song to be produced by Starr Radio. So our recording studios, our engineers will actually, instead of going to pay over £2,000 a 5,000 to record your song, we're going to put our studios at your disposal for being part of that program. And that's also another sponsorship package that will put. So our photographers will be there to help take all your official photos and other things, your album design and everything, your initial videographer, your video clip, your music videos. It's all going to come from Starr Radio if you are able to go. So we're going to Eventbrite, get a ticket, especially for up and coming musicians, the artists, the young one. We're much interested in that. We need to support our own. We need to support talents that God has planted in our midst. We need to do whatever it takes for them to achieve that. Barriers should not be erected. If there's any way we can help, we will do. And again, there's a competition that will run after this program to help sponsor someone to America next year. So it's going to be a journey. And someone will be selected to represent the UK gospel, young and upcoming gospel artists at that event in UK, in the US next year. The event, the venue and everything will be announced on the 12th.
Okay. Well, so the date once again is the 11th and 12th of October. Okay. Make sure that you go to Eventbrite to buy your ticket from there. It's only £8. I thought maybe it was
it's between £8 to 25. There's a VIP ticket with 25, which is 25 pounds. And from next week Sunday, we're going to be giving tickets out. 12 tickets will be coming from Starr Radio to those who will be listening. But there will be a condition attached. We will give you a VIP ticket. You buy £8 ticket for a neighbor or someone, especially if you belong to a church, someone you've not spoken to before, a friend or someone that you know. There's this lady in your choir who you think. I think we're gonna give one to now. We need to give one to her, now. There's this lady, this young boy in your church, in your congregation that you know they have a talent. This is the time to sow a seed in their life. Buy a ticket for them. Bless them with it. Let them go to this event.
Wow. Listeners, Starr Radio UK.
And very important, actually, all the artists that are coming have also undertaken. That they are willing to cooperate, to do duets, to collaborate with people over here. But on the show, there was a collaboration arrangement that was there was an Indian lady or a Hindu who moved from the Hindu to Christian, and then there's someone from Ghana who also get and they've agreed. So there's going to be a song.
Wow.
Pretty short and
Hindi Ghana song. My goodness.
Yeah. It's going to happen. We're going to have a tree in Hindu, one of the Indian languages, blending into a song, and I'm announcing it first, and that's also going to be recorded right here at Starr Studios.
Yes, listeners. So don't miss out on this promotion that is going on. The event once again is the 11th and 12th of October 2019. Just less than a month away. Make sure you go to Eventbrite so that the tickets don't sell out and you miss your opportunity. But like Frank said, support away, because you got the money to support a young and upcoming artist. Feel free to do so. Maybe somebody in your choir, in your church, you're listening to us, you think, how can I help the person? Now this is an opportunity. Just do that and the rest will follow suit. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 80 minutes past the top of the hour. Like I said earlier on, the lines are open. Call us on 0208-133-2257 or 58 0208-133-2257 or 58. If you're in US or Canada, it's 0017183032737. 0017183032737. Text or WhatsApp is 0753966174. 0753966174. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK, and our email address is info@starradiouk.com. Now, when it comes to some international stories, Netanyahu in tough election fight as Israeli vote. A former military chief is seeking to unseat Israel's prime minister in a race too close to call. So the election is taking place today. 100 days of protests in Hong Kong in 100 seconds. And then deadly bomb attack hits Afghan election rally. And why are South Korean MPs shaving their heads? And because they don't have time, they don't have comb, they decide to shave their head. No risk after fire at Russian later virus lab, and Irish EU court appeal on Apple tax ruling. Those are some of the stories making the rounds in the world front. But let's touch on these two stories and then we go. Now, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is fighting to hold on to power as voters go to the polls in one of its closest election races in years. He called the snap election after failing to form a governing coalition in the wake of an election in April. Now, polls forecast his right-wing Likud party to tie with its main challenger, the centrist Blue and White Party, led by former military chief Benny Gantz. Now, smaller parties could therefore have a big say in the final outcome. Negotiations on the formation of a new coalition are expected to start as soon as voting ends on at 22 hours, that is 19 hours GMT, and exit polls are published. So when the exit polls are published and we see maybe Likud in the lead, they will quickly see whether they can get some of the smaller parties to come to form a coalition with them. But what is actually fanning this flame is some corruption charges that have been led or leveled against Netanyahu. And if he doesn't win the election, there's a tendency that he's going to face the full rigors of the law and might be imprisoned for that.
I fear for him, actually. I feared for him. Recently, in the last few days, he's tried to play the strong man politics, where he has actually deployed his association with Donald Trump to his advantage. He has also tried to basically say that, look, you know what, I am the best man and our next part of the these people's land, where
Palestinian
land, where you appoint me. That for me, actually, I'm afraid it's not working the way it should. It's not working the way it should. He could lose the election. He could lose the election. I mean, like the poster says, it's too close to call. Because if this is tighter than the other one, and even it's
the other one, it was 1 seat short.
Bringing more division. Then I wonder how he's going to win this outright. Anywhere you have coalition, there's a better democracy, so to say.
Okay. The checks and balances are quite good.
If you don't play by the cards, you move up, you know.
But interestingly, you know, we're talking about the peace in that sub-region that we talk about, the peaceful coexistence, the two nation states, and all that stuff. And for him now, just to take that stand and look, well, for me to win the election, because he thinks that he needs to be like the strong man, as being the strong one, and he always taking the lands and giving it to the Israelites. So he taking that stand. Do you think that there is going to be any peace at all? Because I think that we are on the verge of going into another war now.
Yeah, actually, it's a big issue to see how there'll be a solution. I mean, unless the two parties accept that they can coexist. Palestinians should not expect to have all their lands back.
Yeah.
Okay. Israelis also not expect to have every land and piece of parcel of land that they want. That is not going to happen. And then we should also be able to guarantee that, look, we are all going to be safe. But actually, it's going to be it's very, very difficult. It's because these are issues that have religious underpinnings. They have religious underpinnings. The Israelis believe that it was a God-given
land to them. Yeah.
And Palestinians will also tell you that the Israelis that we knew were not Caucasians. That the Jewish that we coexisted with were black Jews. Where are they? Bring them back.
They've metamorphosed.
Are you getting me? So there's a bit of an issue over there. Do not forget that Israel until recently did not exist the way
it was 1960. Yeah,
it did not exist the way it exists today. I do understand, especially when it comes to Christians. Oh, we should pray for Israel. Anybody who attacks Israel. But the question is, did they say we should pray for the people of Israel? Yes. Which are the people? Who are them?
So pray for the peace of Jerusalem. So the Palestinians and all those who are still there, we are praying for their peace.
Okay, we pray for them. Are we going to pray that they change their ways sometimes? Do we pray for that? Because we go to blanket praying that even if they are doing wrong, killing others. Actually, this is one thing I do believe in. And I keep on saying, people who think probably I'm not a Christian and other things, they say you shall not yoke with the unbelievers and other things. Look, if we Christians believe that God is God and everything on this planet was created by Him, then even our enemies were created. So don't you think that God had power to, the Satan where we think is Satan, he has power to
wipe him off and we are free?
Didn't he know that Judas was going to betray him? A click of his finger, I could have got Judas to vanish. That's the God I know, that's the power. But he allows certain things to take us. So if he has allowed some people to be Hindus, Muslims, he allows them to be Buddhists and other things, it is not my place, right, to say they don't deserve the same respect that God expects me to give to a Christian brother. No, I will be insulting God. God, you stupid people have created these people.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
God knows that there will be Muslims. Why did they commission Christians? Why did He give them the Great Commission, which is to go and evangelize?
Not only the Jews, they should go out.
They should go out. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Because He knows there are people who must be witnessed to before they accept Him.
Yeah.
So for me, instead of hating the people, the Israelis should be witnessing to those at the Gaza Strip to accept.
That would be the day.
Actually, Paul and Silas went through it too. They even stood before their greatest. Some attempted to devour them. So for me, I think when Christians are praying, pray for Israel, we pray for Israel, the people of Palestine are also created by God. That is what people tell me I'm not Christian, but actually, that is the God, and that is, unless you tell me God is confused,
God can never be confused.
Because He created them, I respect them.
Yeah.
I respect them. So when I'm praying for Israel, I'll pray for the people of Palestine too, because they are also children of God.
That they will also be strong to resist the oppressor's rule.
That is it. That is it, God. That is it. Actually, we cannot expect that. We cannot that because they don't believe in the way we worship. They are not a creation of God.
Do you know that some of the Palestinians are Christians?
Yes,
there are Palestinians who are Christians. They are Christians, and when these attacks take place, it's they also die and everything. I'm like,
don't we have Muslims killing Muslims?
Yeah.
Don't we have Christians killing Muslims?
Yeah.
Don't we have gossipers within the Christians killing
their
don't we have pastors plotting against pastors?
Yeah.
How about that? So why should I go and be hating someone in Palestine because they do not believe in Judaism? They are not Christians and that thing. And then every day let's pray for Palestine too. Let's pray that there should be peace in that place instead of always embodying Israel to do whatever. Some of the laws they are passing, they got to try them.
You know what?
When they were discriminating against the blacks, they got. Why don't we pray for them to have the conscience? If God said we should go after, the blacks in that area. So for me, actually, as a Christian and I admonish Christians, I know this is politics, but you know what? My topic again, the wicked witches and wizards. Some of us are them. Because we act in ways that we do not tell people what they should know the truth. And Christians are guilty of that. When you want to find the hypocrites, most of them are Christians. Are among us. Are you getting me? It's time we begin to confront the truth. If we don't do it, actually, some of us can be. You know, Vine magazine, people are attacking us. That we claim to be Christians, but publishing articles that are non-Christian. But these are people God wants us to expose. Anyway, let's
that's digression for the last time. But the Bible says that thou shalt not kill. So I was asking myself, so when is killing sin? When the person is Palestinian, you kill him, no one is okay. Or when he's infidel, as they say, and they kill. Or when I go kill somebody, maybe in town, I just walk and go kill the person. I don't know where.
Archie, do you know that the devil is a very stupid person?
Oh, of course.
Okay. If we say thou shalt not kill, God could have had mercy on the Egyptians.
Oh yeah.
Who were running after the
Israelites. Yeah.
Because when the Red Sea was divided, and they went through it, if I were the enemy, seeing the Red Sea divided, and the miracle that divided that Red Sea, I should have known that they will exterminate me at the same time. But God allowed them, when they gone to the middle, what happened?
And then,
was that not killing?
So God killed.
Let's proceed.
Wow, listeners, interested. Well, you want to join us, feel free to do so. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, touching on the other story from the world front I did talk about, is that why are South Korean politicians shaving their heads? And the story is saying, it's quite interesting. Maybe it's a new fashion, but it says South Korean opposition leader has become the latest politician to publicly shave his head in a protest against the government. Now, while Kian-an had his hair entirely shaved off in front of supporters and journalists outside the presidential palace on Monday evening, the protest is over a new justice minister, Chu Kok, whose family is embroiled in corruption allegation. Now, last week, 2 female MPs shaved their heads over the same controversy. All 3 are from the conservative end of the political spectrum and oppose the current government under President Moon Jae-in. They want Mr. Chu to resign or be sacked. Now, a different form of protest.
Actually, when people take a stand against injustices, corruption and other things, I respect them. For them to be able to do it publicly, I don't know what it represents in their culture.
Okay.
I don't know what shaving actually represents among the South Koreans. I might have to know that. But that is a bold statement that is being made. And what does it do? It's like a campaign, launching a campaign to say that, look, you know what? This is how far we've come. We've had enough. And let's show publicly that We cleanse our heads over my head body,
yes,
over my head, and therefore let me shake all the corrupt things. It shouldn't come close to my hair, not to entangle yourself in my hair. I shall continue to keep a bald head. You know, it's tough, but I respect them for what they're doing. At least publicly, they've taken a stand against something, which is good.
Good. Okay. Listen, it's Starr Radio. Okay, I think we got our first caller on the line. Let's go to him. I think it's no other person but Mr. Kofi Ali. But once we come back, there's one other story that I really wanted us to have a look like at. It's a world best teacher meets Trump in White House. And he's a world best teacher. He's a black guy from Kenya. And I was asking, why White House? Why Trump? But we'll come to that. Let's go to Kofi Ali. Kofi, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm doing very well. You?
I'm very fine. First of all, Frank Kenachi. It's a long time we've come together.
Yes.
But from what you just said, the world's best teacher. Who conferred that title on that person?
Well,
is it a teacher in Kenya or a teacher in America?
It's a teacher in Kenya.
Is it teaching Kenyan students or children in Kenya or teaching children in America? I'm asking.
You're asking. Well, it's a teacher in Kenya, and he was bestowed. He received that award from the UN.
You see, this is where the joke comes. In America, these children are taught by teachers to fly spacecraft, and they are already in space. In Kenya, they can't even build toilets. They have to go and call the Chinese. And somebody told you that the world's best teacher is from there, you believe him.
You don't know what he might have done, you know. You and I were not there when they were being chosen.
Evidence of what you did. And based on that evidence, then we say, okay, you have achieved.
They said he's that hard work and believes in his students' talent and has led his poorly resourced school in Kenya to emerge victorious after taking on the country's best schools in national science competition. That's what has made him the best
My brother,
teacher.
you are joking. We are joking. I don't know where the competition is held. Because I've met teachers in this country, honestly. I was a teacher myself. You understand?
Yeah.
A teacher is not judged by what he himself is, judged by the product, the student. Yes, that's why some countries will say, even in this country, they say, we are watching the results of your students, and based on that, we shall assess you.
Yeah.
If your students are failing, tell me, that Kenya, what do they do that corruption? Tell me one good thing about that country. Mention one.
They have ivory. Elephant tax that they burnt.
We know they are corrupt and hungry, and they can dance. Now, let's move on from the jokes.
Okay.
More serious note. You also read, apart from that Red Sea, me, I'm not there. I don't know whether the water opened or didn't open, whether they enter or but you believe it, so we can't go there.
Okay.
It's about you and your belief. The fact that you believe it doesn't say it is true. To you, it's true. But how you were not there too, you were told, and you believe it. And this is the danger of belief. The person who believes it, to him, is true. But that doesn't say it is true. Or it's a different book I'm working on. Let's move on a little bit from there. You just read a story that South Africa is saying that because Nigerians are leaving, South Africa economy is going down. Did I hear that one?
Yes.
Please, what is the source of that news?
There is some in BBC. There is some in what do you call it? Starr Radio UK and across the globe.
Well, I know Starr Radio UK doesn't send people on the ground.
We do.
Well, if you do, I'm sure you remember he was sitting here and writing all the news. And they sacked him when he was a journalist. He doesn't go to anywhere. He do it in his room. What I'm trying to do is that this homophobic thing, you understand, on which people are attacked. You understand?
Yeah.
Then we were now told, if they said the homophobic in general, because it's not only Nigerians who are in South Africa, there are so many migrants.
Yeah.
if they are, the attack has now made the economy of the country because people now start losing confidence and fear in the country. It's one thing. If they then say that the economy of South Africa is receiving a shock because Nigerians are reacting. Nigerians actually have not left. A lot of them are still there. They are not going to anywhere. You need the grace of the power of God to get them out. They are not going back to that Nigeria. Get that into your head. So they have not moved. They are still there. Now, they are burning the South African sticks in Nigeria. ShopRite and so on. You remember in Ghana we have them. They are attacking and looting them. You understand? But it's only Nigeria, not the whole of West Africa. Only Nigeria. ShopRite is in Senegal, it's in Mali, it's in Gambia, it's all over. In fact, we have 2 in Ghana, Accra. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Therefore, but we have not touched them. We've not done anything. The only one that was attacked was in Lagos, not even in Kaduna and Abuja. And in Nugu and so on and so forth. They only attack one. That is the record we have. And the South Africans decided to burn the Nigerian embassy in South Africa. Now, if you look at it from both sides, one thing is that ShopRite in Lagos alone cannot put the heat on South African economy. South African economy is just like an economy in Europe, in a third world country. You understand? So I'll take that news with a pinch of salt. The reason why I'm doing this is that, you understand?
Yeah.
If we want to hit these guys to take us serious, we need to hit them hard.
Okay.
So the way we are going, we don't want to go that way. Now let me bring the whole story back to what happened to Boris Johnson yesterday.
Okay, quick one, because we'll be going to quick one because we have to go to Mr. Olani Koiki. He's now joining us, but a quick one from you, please, and then we can come back to you. Yes, go.
Remember, Mr. Johnson is dealing with the European Union. Mr. Johnson is not dealing with Belgium. Am I clear on that?
Yes, you are.
Boris Johnson is dealing with the European Union, but sometimes he and his Mr. Farage and co, the picture they created is that the European countries themselves need the British. And they can be able to pass behind the European Union and get into the countries and get what they want. You understand?
Yeah.
Because they like Germany and so on buy things from them. But the rules of the European Union is that, yes, the member states can talk to themselves. And as at now, Britain is a member state.
Yeah.
You understand? But the real decisions are made at the EU level. Now, what the Belgian Prime Minister did yesterday, you understand, is to prove that the British government cannot leave the European Union negotiating team and think they can have their way with the member countries.
Okay.
And look at Britain, United Kingdom. You know the population of UK, 65 million. Belgium is now up to 5 million. And a Belgian Prime Minister hiding behind the weight of the European Union, telling Britain, look at the way they were trying to disgrace the British family. And like, let us make something clear. You see those who were demonstrating, they are from here.
Oh, yeah. We did say that. Yeah.
I heard you say that. Most people are not saying that. They say they are expatriates. They are not expatriates. They are from here who went to meet him there to disgrace him. What people are saying is that, look, things are changing. If anyone you see now, they say, look, they don't know what Labour is doing, but they are voting for Leave Them. The reason is that Leave Them is very clear. Very, very clear on what they are doing. You understand? Boris Johnson has already tied himself with a big group. The man, he just give him a time. This man will hang himself. Because he doesn't understand that there is a man, when she said a bad, what did she say?
A bad deal
is better than a bad deal.
A bad deal is better than no deal is better than a bad deal.
No deal is better than a bad deal.
Yeah.
But she think when she saw where the power lies, the power is in the British Parliament. And if you have to agree to what the British Parliament can accept, you understand?
Yeah.
And this one came and said there's no but or if. Whatever happens, he's leaving the European Union, come 31st of October, with or without, that is what he's trying to say is that with or without Parliament is living. But Parliament is the only institution that can make the living or staying, decided upon. Now, this should have taught you and I a lesson that Ghana alone cannot continue. We can't deal with the rest of the world. This is where you need the ECOWAS.
Okay.
If it is, look, that is why you see that the Europeans are quick to be lobbying the countries of ECOWAS so that they keep the ECOWAS weak. As long as ECOWAS is weak, they can do anything they like. Ghana or Nigeria could have done what Belgium did yesterday. Tell America what she thinks. You understand? Because you can't come after them. When you come, the European Union is waiting for you. The ECOWAS will be waiting for you. Now we have made the ECOWAS so useless. And we are out there. Electricity in Ghana now is taken over by Americans.
Okay, Kofi.
So what are we doing with that?
We have Olayomi who has joined us, like I said. So he's going to just bring us a quick update from there. So we'll try to come back to you. We'll be snappy and then come to you, please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Right then. Bye. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Apologies for Mr. Olayomi Koiki, who could not join us exactly at 11 o'clock there. It's later time that he comes on. But he's here now. It's never too late. So let me say good afternoon to you, Mr. Olayomi Koiki.
Yeah, very good afternoon from central London, where we are reporting from this afternoon, and we're literally on Marylebone High Street and about a few meters away from Baker Street. For those that are familiar, with London, the environment itself. Yes, a very, very busy morning we had this morning, and we couldn't, engage at about 11 o'clock, but we will have about ample of time to look at some of the update coming out of Nigeria, this particular afternoon. And maybe perchance we might have, maybe one or two people that might also want to talk to us regarding the BRICS exit. And it's good to hear the voice of our, good friend and a brother there, Kofi Ali. And I've listened carefully to everything he has said, and we will pick from some of that. As we know, the envoy from the South African president arriving to Nigeria yesterday. Is that enough now? And would that also take the Nigerian president to South Africa next month? As they know, there's a state visit for the president, Muhammad Buhari, in South Africa next month. I'll now go back again to you in the studio. And once again, good morning at the St. Frank as well in the studio right there. And we'll go back now to you in the studio, Mr. Archie.
Yes, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. With the time now, 1:45. We'll be bringing the program to a close just after 1. But we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki. And this section of the program is sponsored by the Koiki Removal Services. Removal Services made simpler than you think. Now let's move on quickly. Yummy. Yes. Yummy. So what are some of the stories making the rounds in Nigeria today? Okay.
Yes, sorry about that. There was also a call coming through. Yes, let's pick up on some of the updates, and we can go back, to the envoy of the South African president, yesterday in Nigeria. And also the president have set up an economic advisor as well just yesterday, as we know. And also there will be an assessment of some of the ministers by December, which is about 3 months from now, in terms of performance review. If we all could remember in 2015, for the 4 years that the ministers were all working with the president, none was reshuffled, and apart from maybe one that resigned, or maybe few that, one or two that also died as well. So it looks like this time around, the president will be reviewing, the performance of some of these ministers. But let's go now straight to some of the other stories, breaking this afternoon in Nigeria. Rescuers of Bayelsa accident victims kidnapped in Rivers State. That is coming up as well. I'll take that back again. Rescuers of Bayelsa accident victims kidnapped in Rivers State, and also the mobile court for traffic offenders take up in Oyo State. Just like any part of the world, let me see if we can turn the camera around. And there is a traffic law in every part of the every part of the world. But the problem is, sometimes we don't take this very serious. I hope you can still hear me loud and clear back.
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
Yeah, so I mean, I was just going to show you, in every part of the world, there must be a traffic law so that it's smoothing, the road traffic. So, your state, seems to be taking up on that. So the mobile court for traffic offenders take up. Also, 116,000 cases pending in the federal high court, says the CG. That is a huge number of cases that maybe could have been resolved, or maybe justice could have been served. But it seems, a lot of questions will be asked. How come we have quite a huge number of, cases pending at the federal high court? Also, the police are probing stabbing at Akure nightclub. Akure, nightclub. The police are probing, the stabbing that took place there. Minimum wage. Workers threaten strike as negotiation breaks down again. We've seen, where the government is saying that they will be paying 30,000 naira, and that is on the federal level. But from the state level, it will depend on whether a particular state will be able to pay such an amount of money to the workers. So it seems now there's a breakdown of communication, and there might be, a strike coming up very soon as well. Adamawa director held for certificate forgery. That is coming up in the update as well. 13 persons killed, 11 injured in Nasarawa crash. We were discussing about just yesterday some of the money, about 182 billion naira injected to fix some of the road network in Nigeria. And I hope that will come up as quickly as possible, even though, fixing or repairing or constructing new roads doesn't take something that, as quickly as we might want it. But we hope they can minimize some of the accidents, taking place in Nigeria as well. Let's take a look at some of the other stories as well coming up. Buhari accepts South Africa apology. That is coming up in the update as well. Also, Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, advocates African Union section for South Africa. It seems, who knows what could have happened if, this man was still in power, with the situation that have taken place. A lot of Nigerians have asked whether the presidency, took the right step as quickly as when these incidents were happening of killings of Nigeria, not just of one, but more than 3 times. But it seems Obasanjo, the former president, is asking for this African Union to sanction South Africa as well. Let's go back into one or two more, and I go back to you in the studio. The police accuse IPOB of using blackmail to win Igbo sympathy. Unregistered SIM cards. The Minister for Communication, we have about 9 million SIM cards that are not registered in Nigeria, and they've given out ultimatum to block anyone that has not officially registered their SIM card in the country. So that is coming up as well. Ogun governor says 6 assembly approval to access a 1.5 billion loan. I will take a pause on that, go back to you in the studio while we review some of those headlines that we've mentioned already. But right now, reporting from Central London for Star Radio UK, and I go back now to you in the studio.
Wow, listen to Star Radio UK, Mr. Olami Koiki at Marybone in London, bringing you updates from Nigeria. A nice sunny day there. I could see some traffic wardens moving around. That means that they are going to do some work, going to give some tickets to some people who have parked their cars without or have passed their parking permits. But interestingly, touching on one of the latter stories that we touched before we come to the South Africa and the comment by the former president. Now, 9 million SIM cards to be blocked if they are not registered. Do they have to pay for that to be done?
No, it is free, just like any part of the world. What you need to do is, there are numbers that you need to call your service provider and try to register. If we know, communication of sort needs to be looked into, because most of the, the bandits and the Boko Haram and all other kidnappers are mainly using, SIM card, by using it as a communication method, either to extort money from those that have been kidnapped, or as we saw, the kidnapper that was, been taken, and eventually 3 officers died, and it has now been kidnapped. He must have been communicating with some few people on unknown registered SIM card, and now it seems the communication minister, according to him by the the presidency, that anyone that is using a SIM card that is not registered in Nigeria will have to be blocked, and you'll have to register one officially again.
Let me go to Frank. Now, Frank, how feasible is an African country to be able to say, look, we've blocked all SIM cards? Because even here, we have some going under the radar. How can we actually do that?
Actually, the system we operate here is different. Ghana has done it.
Okay.
All SIM cards now in Ghana are deemed to be registered.
Okay.
All those supposed to,
able to
flood the law and other things. But Ghana has gone ahead to register all SIM cards, and actually it is very important for fighting crime.
Okay.
In this country, even though you might not be rich, if you buy like kind those pay as you go, once you put it in a phone and it access the mobile maps, the MIE number, that's International Mobile Equipment Identification Number, that is the IMEI number, is automatically
activated.
They know exactly the area
where you
which
are.
it is coming from. So yes, you might have your phone, and that's the main reason that a lot of phones might have dual SIMs, but they all don't function at the same time. Because at this point in time, only a few function at the same time. At this point in time, wherever you are, the signals that are being paid, they're able to zero down and know exact position. Not, but they'll be able to. If I make a call now, and they really want to know where I am, they'll be able to zero down an area. The map from where the signal is coming from, and we're able to georeference to say that this area. In our area, we do not have that. We might have it, but we are not using that. Even if we have it, we don't have enough personnel. So, for instance, if I'm committing a crime here and I made a call from my list, the police will need to be involved quickly, right? The police have that technology to be able to. In our country, can we say the police will be able to do this swiftly and all that? So, the registration comes in very, very handy. If we can achieve that registration, the kidnapping issues. It's a phone that you are going to use to demand money. If you're stupid, you use a registered phone, then you basically give yourself away. Again, if the information that we heard is true, and I do believe it's true, that when the Canadians were kidnapped, part of what helped in tracing them were the mobile phones.
Oh, okay.
That the mobile phone signals actually helped because they still were having their country's mobile phones, right? And they were able to, the security were able to help locate an area where those signals were being picked from.
Oh, okay, that was what helped them.
That's what helped them. Now, assuming they were not registered, assuming they did not know, they just went and used any other signal, any other mobile phone, it might have been difficult. And some of these people are giving, especially when they go on tour, they are giving briefing. They are debriefed that these are some of the things that you should do, you shouldn't do when you get to those countries.
Okay, listen to Starr Radio UK. I know that Dr. Morton has come on. I don't know whether I should quickly, because he's taking me off the screen. So let me quickly just go to Dr. Morton. Just and then we can go back to Olami. Dr. Morton, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Let me be quick, snappy over before Mr. Olami Koiki. Anyway. I was talking just like Frank was going to say. I think he said everything. With these three girls who DNA confirms their murder with this suspected criminal Nigerian, with this same phone connection, I mean, if you look at the distance and places where they call from, and the police, they're able to look for or request for this ransom money. If we put all these measures in place for this phone registry, that have to go worldwide with a national database and everything, I think it would have helped us. It's very sad to reckon that, these LDLDs, if it's true or not. Like somebody wrote in the space, I saw a colleague of mine wrote in the space this morning, that, the dealings of the police activities make us believe that whether it was DNA that were confirmed to be the three girls were true. So the phoning issue is very, very important if we have to get all the phones in Ghana registered, as Frankie said. I had no idea that it was already registered. Because otherwise, all these criminals, where they be calling from, police will know signally where they are, and then they can maybe attack them. Anyway, let me leave you so that you can continue with the news.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Morton. Right. Listen, it's Starr Radio UK. We still have Mr. Olami Koiki there. That was Dr. Morton adding his voice to the registration of mobile phones, SIM cards in Nigeria, and I think that is an important thing that needs to be done. Okay, so Yami, we don't have time, Mr. Passman, but let's come to the envoy, the South African envoy who came to see the president. Yes, South Africa is suffering because Nigerians are leaving. It's hitting the economy negatively. Blah blah blah. But what are the assurance that those who are still there are going to be protected?
Well, those have been there. We know a couple of more Nigerians will be evacuated again. Before the end of this week, we saw some of them that came back, and listening to some of those that came back, you realize that yes, we do have some element of those that are committing crime in South Africa, but not all Nigerians there. But the question now is, we hope at the background, those that have lost their businesses and they have lost their homes, how do they get paid back with all this as well? That will be looked into. But like I did say, the president have accepted the apology, and we hope now that maybe the fine-tuned details that we don't know yet will be working behind the background to assure Nigerians living in South Africa that they will be safe, secured, and their businesses as well, will be looked into in terms of, random, individuals trying to damage the businesses that they've set up there. Because some of them that are doing these businesses are legitimately given the license and permit to do so. We know there are some individuals that are just happen to find themselves in there, just like any part of the world, and committing crime. So we hope this time around we won't be hearing in the next couple of weeks or months any more killings of Nigerians in South Africa.
But we have the former president Obasanjo, who has said that, look, if he were the president, by this time he will be in the AU saying that, look, there should be sanctions against South Africa. I did earlier on when I was chatting with Frank, we did touch on the fact that maybe there'll be a need for all African countries, those who have not even got, maybe their nationals have not been affected in any way. Leaning their support to Nigeria to say that, look, you cannot do that, because the fact that we are foreigners doesn't mean that we don't have the laws on our side as well. We need to be protected. So is that what Obasanjo is trying to also do?
Well, no, the former president is a very, very outspoken individual. If he does, he's written so many letters to the sitting president and the past president, so it won't be too much for him to condemn and be asking the African Union to sanction South Africa. And I'm sure, that is something that maybe, as his own opinion and his own view, whether if he was in power, that would have been some step that he would have taken. But maybe the current president doesn't think that is the route to take. Maybe there's some other way to put these, issues to an end. But like I did mention, let's just hope that we won't be getting any more news of Nigerians being killed inside South Africa.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It's already 1 o'clock, but we will just extend it slightly. But let me go to Frank quickly on this issue, the call by Obasanjo that, maybe the AU would have, if he were the leader, he would have gotten the AU involved to place sanctions on South Africa. Now, do you think that is possible? It's something that can be done? And if it happens, will it have any negative impact on South Africans? Because we look like, we have lots of African people going to South Africa for health, health treatment and a lot of things, trading with them. So if they decide, to hell with you, go, what happens?
Actually, as usual, we do not have enough information to be able to determine how, the relation. Yes, we call ourselves Africans, but how do we benefit from each other? How has integration helping us, apart from them going to talk, apart from them going to drink tea, going to drink whiskey, going to agree on which bank account they are stolen money should be deposited, how to introduce other corrupt officials to corrupt deals and other things. Apart from that, how do we benefit in this country? For instance, if you leave the European Union and you attack an European citizen over their sanctions, clear violation of what the treaty that safeguards and guarantees what they call it, the rights of a citizen in a member's country. In Ghana, in Africa, in South Africa, in Uganda, do we have something like that? Do we guarantee, does African Union guarantee the safety of its citizens wherever they go across in other neighbors countries? Now, if there are clear definitions of the benefits that our association, our coming together as African country brings, then you'll be able to then start applying sanctions, because telling them that we suspend you from African Union for a period of 6 months doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
How does it hurt their? Because for all we know now, it's an image kind of thing. Oh, I'm a member of African Union. Because if geographically they are located at probably somewhere in Asia, they might not want it.
Yeah.
But we know, for instance, that some Caribbean countries have applied to be part of the African Union.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because they see certain benefit that they derive, or they will derive from it. Okay. So I agree with Obasanjo that we should sanction members, but it should not be just focused on South Africa.
Okay.
We should have a standard policy. When you violate the rights of your sisters or your own people, in this case, these are the sanctions. Should you allow your other nationals to be abused, killed in this way, violated this way? These are the sanctions that will come towards that category. So it's a good suggestion. It should be discussed broadly, and then it should be next time. It should be implemented. Yeah.
Okay. Listeners, it's Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. 3 minutes past 1 the time, wherever you are. But let me go to Ms. Olaini Koiki, who is in Marylebone in London, bringing us updates from Nigeria. Now, Yomi, before we go, now I can see that you are enjoying the sunshine. Everything looks very nice. There's a vehicle that is just moved from behind you. Yes, good. So, now, what do you want to tell us about, some of the people walking around? I know that it's too late for you to say you want to get in touch with anybody, but
we'll definitely try as much as possible to go back, to Central London. Maybe Parliament will try as much as possible tomorrow, if time permits, so that we can get the views of, of those living in the United Kingdom about the whole BRICS exit, and we'll be reporting back that tomorrow if all goes as planned. But as I know time is against us, but let me just touch on this story, which we're discussing yesterday. 1,723 contractors have received 70 billion naira without mobilizing to site. That is the House of Bread. We were discussing about the 182 billion.
Yeah.
So if 182 billion as an example, and 70 billion out of that, was collected, and nobody mobilized themselves to the site for the road construction or whatever the money were meant for, that shows that we have a lot of problems to deal with. And we hope this time around, the 182 billion that has been released, yesterday, we'll have everybody mobilizing to site. It doesn't give us the breakdown of who hasn't been mobilized to site in that particular 70 billion, or when was this, or maybe it was 2 or 3 years ago. But we could remember yesterday, you were asking me if, the local were being used as well. And sometimes it might not even be the local. It might be some international, contractors that are putting 1 or 2 tractors on the site and then bazoo with money, and nobody can find them anywhere anymore.
Oh my God! I know. Okay, I will let you go. I know Frank wants to react to that. We know where somebody said they built a whole bridge and there's no bridge. Now they're taking the money and they give some to somebody, and Otilo, the person just goes with it. But like Olayomi said, interesting, because yesterday we asked the question whether local contractors were involved, but local contractors that were involved in the past, up to 70 billion naira went amiss. Interesting. But this section of the program is sponsored by the Koiki Removal Services. It says removal services made simpler than you think or you want it to be. Yomi, if people want to contact Koiki Removal Services, what should they do?
Reach out to them on +4475 94050 979, and the rest assured your goods will be delivered in any part of United Kingdom. Not to Africa at the moment, as we know we have another services. If you listen carefully on our platform, they can do that to Ghana and other African countries. But Koiki Removal Services for now is still a local one, trying to serve those within United Kingdom. And from me, on a very beautiful sunny from Marylebone High Street, where we are reporting for Starr Radio UK, we'll be back again same time tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Have a good afternoon to all our listeners around the world.
Good afternoon, sir. Bye-bye for now. Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're running up the program now. Interesting. I don't know whether you wanted to talk about the contractors, because
the contractors we've spoken about it, and it's something that is becoming something genetically connected between leaders, appointees that we have. just this dawn, another video popped up where a similar situation is happening. The Auditor General report in Ghana has raised an issue about a contract that was supposedly given to Crow Associates, which was actually contracted and engaged by Akufo-Addo's government to audit the doings and malfeasances as they perceive them to be of the outgoing president. And we are told that even that contract, the Auditor General categorically said that they've been paid $1 million for no work done. We also understand that they started, or some monies were paid before even the contract was signed. No open tender or anything was right. So basically, they're asking, what do you call it, a thief to go and arrest a weed smoker. Basically, that's what that is the scenario. We also understand that the finance minister could not provide the answers that the Auditor General wanted, and it pushed again to Osafo Manfo's office. And you know, Osafo Manfo and London have a good history. When it comes to corruption, when it comes to dubious deals, Osafo Manfo is tall when it comes to dealing with London. You remember the Chinese under Kufo, you remember the Chinese loan that he contracted from Hamasi Barber Shop. Now this Crow Associate again is on his table. You remember Wyoming's case? He was at the center of it. He was at the center of the Wyoming's case because he gave authorization to Wyoming to proceed to site. You get me? And here we are again, another contract involving government, no tender, no documents were signed before they even started paying them. And you ask yourself, what are we doing? What are we doing as a people? And I do not know whether people get appointed and some kind of blood transfusion takes place that inject them. We might have to investigate whether when they are appointed, they are taken to a special hospital and injected with something that
become well vimmed.
But that cannot be true, because why is it that some people are able to stand tall and others why? Why? It's disappointing actually.
You know, one thing that troubles me is you have the Auditor General a report coming through. Now, Olaimi was talking about 70 billion naira. Now, this is monies that the state has gone to borrow.
Do you know how many hospitals that could build? Do you know how many boreholes that could build? Do you know how many schools that could build? Do you know how many people who can get textbooks? Do you know how many people who cannot go because of they can't go to school because of hygiene issue about menstrual pad? Recently, someone committed suicide in Kenya because of menstrual pad. The shame of
the shame.
Look, listeners, you can go to Starr Radio. That article is published over there when they committed suicide because of that. Do you know how much they what this money can do? Actually, until the society stops celebrating wealth that sources cannot be verified, we're not going to end it. That is the starting point. Our mentally, we should change from celebrating wealth if it cannot be proven. Let's assume tomorrow, but what do you call it? My brother Dr. Martin works to me and tell me that his wealth is 20 billion. I say, oh Charlie, you to show me this the
connection, so I will go do so.
What are brothers for?
This one is
I know he's a Christian because he comes to church closer. So let me use the Bible says, if you don't do it for your brothers, you've not done it for me. I'll use that Bible verse on him. Because I say the Lord says, if you
don't do it for me, you have not done it for him.
Don't show me how to also make this money. And then he starts scratching his head. He said, you know, it's only God bless you though. God bless you. He drop it. It's only God bless you though. And he goes to his pastor and said, and he walked, with nice shoes, polished. He's parked his what they call the 4-wheel Bentley outside, So the pastor said there has been a change. That day the choir must sing better because a new anointing has come. The pastor says we prayed. He will call him for a testimony. When he was struggling, we prayed. We fasted. We, it has taken.
Prayer don't answer.
Prayer don't answer. By fire, by force. The people of God, the children of God, must now possess the wealth of this. Here we welcome our brother to give you a testimony. He grabs your mind and say, look. It has not been easy. Amen. God is good.
All the time.
God is good.
All the time.
God has blessed me and my family. I tell you what. We struggled. But God has opened the door. Now I can command. Look, we are blessed with this. You know, as a token of gift to say appreciation to God. This is 1 million to sow to the seed. The pastor said, "Praise the Lord."
That they won't close church again.
Are you getting me? The young lady that is the best singer is before pastor said, "You know what, Akosha, come and give her the final song before we pray, because today money anointing will come." Money anointing. Now we don't know the song. We don't know what I mean he's doing. Are you getting me? Look, because if he has wealth, God brought us together so that we can bless our brothers and sisters. The method, the repetitive method should be shown. Are you getting me? The secret should be shown. God never hides his secrets. He reveals it, and he expects people to tap into that anointing and prosper. So if he's actually giving it to this, God is never greedy.
When God says you reveal it, he will reveal
God
it.
is never greedy. No, God is never greedy.
Yeah, I agree with you.
The word of God would have been kept as a secret.
Yeah.
From all of us.
Yeah.
You would have told the evangelists, don't go and preach. Are you getting me? So if a pastor of that kind, the next Sunday, because of that special song that was sung, Dr. Martin is going to come to church with his Bentley, with Bentley, with another Jaguar S5, SSF.
Yes.
And you know what that is? You come and another church will hand over the key to the pastor. The pastor will then be sitting there. Oh, God has blessed me, no finish. God has not blessed me, no finish. God hasn't blessed me, finish. You know what? Actually, when we talk of the wicked wizard and witches in the society, that pastor is one of them. You know why?
Why?
He should be finding out from closed doors how he made his money. Not as a sign of jealousy, but if it's coming from sources that are not good for the society, he should be shunning it. Do we see our pastor doing that?
No.
Are you getting me? In fact, I keep on saying, in our back home, the next time he's coming, I tell you, his change will be, his seat will be changed. They'll get someone who actually would specially clean his seat. Because
you will not be sitting very close to the pastor.
Close to anointing. The pastor wants to get some kind of therapeutic anointing of money transfer. Are you getting me? When we want to talk of those who are not actually doing justice and helping to shape the society, that pastor is part of it. Are you getting me? Please, I'm not a Christian. I don't bash pastors. Okay, I don't bash Christians. I am a Christian myself, and I will not trade what I believe for anything else. Okay, I will not do it. But the truth sometimes must be told. And until we begin to open up some of the dark sides of what we've helped cultivated, what we've helped, I mean, the society to become, we're not going to correct it. We cannot be focusing on politicians when most of those politicians are Christians and Muslims. Are you getting me? If we begin to open up the truth in the society, if we begin to open up the truth in our churches and our mosques, some of these people will go and will never sin again. We should not just be tongues. No, we should not just be doing that. We should be speaking it because our father spoke the truth.
Of course.
Our father spoke the truth. When he was whipping those people, the tax collector, he was confronting the truth. He could have gone quiet and say, oh, you know, you people, the next time we go on the mission, the bread, instead of 5 loaves of bread, bring us 20 so that God bless you. Are you getting me? He could have done that. But he didn't do it. He went after the truth. So what are we doing? He could have shielded those taxpayers. He could have told them that, look, there are poor people over there, use that tax money and then I'll forgive. He whipped them because what they were doing was wrong. But what we do today, we shield people based on how deep their pockets are. Are you getting me? Actually, you know what?
Okay.
Please, if you're a pastor and I've actually forgive me, but please, like Koda said, you might not agree with my message. The beat is good. You might not agree with what the words I'm using, but the truth must be told. I can't help it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Listeners, This is where we bring the curtains down. But don't worry, tomorrow will be coming your way. But tomorrow we'll be taking you in the afternoon to Portsmouth, where the Lib Dems are having their annual meeting, annual conference. Yes, and we'll be taking you to Joe Swinson. She will be telling you exactly what the Lib Dems, knowing that they are in pole position, are doing. But this afternoon, we'll bring you some teen music. Let me take this opportunity to say good afternoon to Mr. Mike Dillion. Please, Mike, if you are listening to us, get in touch. Get in touch. We're trying our best to get in touch with you, and we've not been successful at the moment. So please do so for us. And this evening, exactly at 8 o'clock, we have the CEO coming your way. Make sure you tune in to listen to that. And we also have a repetition of the big the question. The question at 6 o'clock. Make sure.
We might have Akwanga in the studios because he's arriving from the US this afternoon. He was supposed to arrive yesterday. He couldn't arrive, but we'll see what we can do. Depending on the situation, we might be able to repeat the questions or bring it live.
Okay. So on that note, we say thank you very much for tuning in to listen to us today. But remember, tomorrow we are coming your way again with the midweek edition of the morning show. It's been me, the one and only Archie and Mr. Frank David, saying have a top of the day. Bye-bye for now.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa,